before we get any game started, we gotta hear those two magic words.
From Pittsburgh Park in Traverse City, Michigan, the Rockford Rivets take their faded playoff hopes for a 4-game road trip, their final one of the regular season, needing to essentially win all 4 games to qualify for the Northwoods League playoffs. It starts today on a Thursday night in northern Michigan. Alongside Larry Larson, Cory Berberian, first of all, how do you like Traverse City?
What a place. This is a beautiful baseball stadium, and having been to Traverse City before, it's a wonderful place, but I've never been to Pittsburgh Park, and I'm enjoying my first time.
Well, the Pittsburghers are 30 games over 500 here. The Rockford Rivets, 2 games under 500, losing yesterday against Green Bay. Here's their starting 9 for today's game.
Caleb Durbin in a familiar spot in the leadoff spot playing shortstop. Kirk Liebert moves up to the 2-hole with the departure of Johnny Butler. He'll catch. Jake Vanderwall in right field in the 3 spot. Matt Higgins hitting cleanup. Alex Steinbach moves out to the outfield. He'll play left. Tom Jostin the DH. Cory Wright back in the lineup and playing first base. Kevin Cronin starts at third, and Anthony Fumagalli to play second base and round things out.
There's no easy task for these hitters facing the best pitcher in all the Northwoods League has to offer, Andrew Hoffman.
Andrew Hoffman, who has certainly been phenomenal, and if there were a Cy Young Award in the Northwoods League, he would likely be the front runner. In 10 starts, he's pitched 55 1/3 innings, a 1.13 ERA. He's only allowed 7 earned runs, 32 hits. He struck out 41 batters and walked just 21. He's got an 8-0 record. His last time out, he went 5 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned run at Kenosha, got the victory, and he started against Rockford on July 20th and got the win there.
Rockford, the only team to, number 1, score multiple earned runs against Hoffman, and number 2, hit a home run off Andrew Hoffman in that start back on the 20th. An 11-6 spitter win. Jake Vanderwall, a 2-run home run to right field in the first inning, accomplished both of those feats. So the 11th start of the year for Andrew Hoffman, facing Caleb Durbin, righty on righty, as we get going at 7:07 Eastern Time, a 73-degree day. Perfect skies overhead, and the first pitch from Hoffman on the way. It's a fastball that misses outside to Durbin, 1 ball and no strikes. Andrew Hoffman from Plainfield, Illinois, out of Oakland University, transferring to John A. Logan College next year, then the University of Illinois the year after. 1-0 pitch in for a strike of the knees to Durbin, 1 ball, 1 strike. Caleb Durbin from Wash U St. Louis, .232 batting average, 1 home run and 7 RBIs.
Maybe it was the players in the Northwoods League from Illinois telling their coaches about Andrew Hoffman.
1-1 fastball's high, 2 balls and a strike. Fastball at 86 on the radar gun. That one at 88 on the 1-1 count. Hoffman homered in the Green Bay series.
Hoffman, a guy getting D1 opportunities at Oakland, but deciding to transfer. Certainly D1 talent.
2-1 on the ground at third base, taken by Morrow on 1 hop. Throws across to first from the grass, makes the play in time to Arnold, reaching low. And there's the first out of the frame. Here's Traverse City's defense.
Hudson Biorik in left, Jake Wilson in center, Daniel Head in right. Andrew Morrow, the third baseman, Jake Arnold at first. Michael Slayton, the shortstop, Christian Faust at second base, and Adam Proctor doing the catching for Andrew Hoffman.
So a first out easy for Andrew Hoffman, now facing Kirk Liebert, who homered in his last road game in Kalamazoo, batting .308 in 8 games. First pitch to the lefty is up high, 1 ball, no strikes from Hoffman. Liebert from Wabash Valley College had a 6-game hitting streak, ended yesterday. It was 0 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. Still an on-base percentage of .406 for Liebert and an OPS of .829. Hoffman's 1-0 pitch. Fastball check swing. It's in there for a strike at the belt. 1 ball, 1 strike on Liebert. 1 out, top of the first, no score.
One thing for Rockford, the start is going to be key against Andrew Hoffman. They cracked him in the very first inning when Jake Vanderwall took him deep back on July 20th, but after that they really struggled.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. There's a breaking ball from Hoffman, his first of the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes, pitch speed of 75, so a 13-mile-an-hour difference, fastball to breaking pitch.
We've really seen the first inning dictate Rockford's success. They allowed a big first inning yesterday against Green Bay. They did the same Sunday against Madison, both losses.
1-2 pitch, high fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you can certainly concur with that, seeing this team on the road all season. They've had a lot of rough first innings.
It never does translate well. Rockford outscoring Green Bay in the last 8 innings yesterday. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Liebert on the way. Fastball in there, strike 3 call, inside corner at the knees. Strikeout number 1 for Andrew Hoffman. Traverse City, not a big strikeout team, just 6.9 Ks per 9. Nice strikeout pitch there from Hoffman.
And that's one of the things he does very well. Not a guy that's really trying to strike you out. He pitches to weak contact very well, but he does have gas on that fastball and a nice breaking pitch to go along with it, and that's what we saw there on the outside corner against Kirk Liebert, a nice curveball.
First pitch to the lefty, Jake Vanderwall with 2 out. Is a fastball, check swing, and a swing on the appeal. Third base umpire Bryce Patrick. Connor Crowell calling the balls and strikes with Carl Gieske at first and Patrick at third base. Rockford had plenty of issues with their umpiring crew yesterday. The strike zone was erratic. It was often wide. Rockford struck out 18 times yesterday. Liebert going down by a backwards K a moment ago. Nobody out, 2 on, 0-1 to Vanderwall, the pitch. And a high breaking ball misses about a foot over Vanderwall's head. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Not to make excuses for that bad performance at the plate yesterday for Rockford, but that strike zone was atrocious. Like you said on the air, it's about a highway lane wide.
That's an insult to a highway. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a foul tip on a fastball, 1-2. You know, by highway, we mean a very, very wide highway.
Yes. You got to remember that these umpires are developing, but it's very frustrating when it is as prominent as it is in some games. Rockford has really suffered from some poor umpiring calls throughout the season, as I'm sure many Northwoods League teams have.
1-2 pitch is outside a breaking ball, 2-2. Vanderwall with his first at-bat of the game, batting .285 with 7 home runs. Homered in the Green Bay series, was 2 for 3 with a double yesterday. He's hitting 4 straight games. It's Connor Crowell under the microscope by this Rockford team, who did not have good umpiring in the Green Bay series. 2-2 pitch from Hoffman. Swing and a miss, breaking ball to the inside corner. So Hoffman, after going fastball his first 2 at-bats, goes curveball all the way with Jake Vanderwall and strikes it out. And a 1-2-3 frame, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Bottom of the first coming up, and the Spitters to bat in a scoreless game. Bottom of the first of a scoreless game in Traverse City, Michigan, Pitt Spitters Park. Rockford Rivets radio broadcast of this first of 4 between the Rivets and the Spitters and Rabbits, the final road trip of the season. Spitters lineup goes this way.
Hudson Bioric in the top spot. He'll play left field. Mario Camilletti, a guy who only played 1 game in the series in late July in Rockford. One of 3 lefties in the Pitt Spitters lineup. Michael Slayton in the 3 spot. Andrew Morrow follows. Jake Wilson, Christian Faust, Jake Arnold, Daniel Head, and Adam Proctor, the catcher, to round things out.
And Jared Olson on the mound. He's won 2 straight games, played his best baseball as of late, a 4-2 record.
His last start at Kalamazoo on August 2nd was phenomenal. In 7 innings, he allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits, struck out 7, walked just 3. He owns an ERA of 3.22, 16 earned runs, and 44 2/3 innings. He's been in Rockford's rotation all year long and has improved as the season has gone on.
First man to face him, Hudson Bioric. Olson, a left-handed thrower, and Bioric, a right-handed hitter, batting .244. on the year, playing his 60th game in a Spitter uniform. First pitch to him. It's a fastball outside, ball one. Biorik from Wofford College, native of Auburn, Washington, not far from Seattle. On a 6-game hitting streak is Biorik, batting .458 in his last 6 games. The wind and the 1-0 pitch from Olson. Swinging a pop-up behind third base. Moving inside the bag now is Cronin from third. Up the line, he makes the catch with 2 hands. About 45 feet up the line, right on the chalk. And Cronin brings it in for a P5, and there's the first out for this Rockford defense.
Alex Steinbach getting his first start, or second start if I'm not mistaken, in the outfield. Josh Keim mixing things up with the departure of Johnny Butler. Matt Higgins moves from left to center. Jake Vanderwall in right, that's pretty normal. Kevin Cronin playing third base, he just made that catch. Cory Wright at first base, Caleb Durbin at short, and Anthony Fumagalli, the other half of that double play combo, and Kirk Liebert behind the dish. And it's going to be interesting to see if he suffers any wear and tear. He's caught almost every game since he's been with the club.
Rockford with 6 errors their last 2 games. Here's Camilletti, first pitch. It's a fastball low. Lefty on lefty here, Olson versus Camilletti. Camilletti, who is an Ironman for the Spitters team, playing his 64th game. He has missed just 5 games this season, has 67 hits, batting .293. 0-1 is popped up behind shortstop. Caleb Durbin on the outfield grass in left center field, hauls down with 2 hands, and there's the second out of the frame. So 2 pop-ups to begin for Olson. Weak contact induced, and neither team has yet to have a base runner so far.
Really good pitching thus far, and tonight, if I have a prediction, it's going to be a pitcher's duel. Jared Olson, one of Rockford's better pitchers that remains in this starting rotation that's been decimated by departures throughout the season. And of course, whenever you got the Northwoods League best ERA on the other side of things, it's going to be hard to get base hits. And Jared Olson, like you mentioned, playing his best ball as of late, pitching to weak contact. He does a great job with that.
First pitch to Michael Slayton, a fastball just below the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. That'd be a strike yesterday. That pitch right at the knees. Michael Slayton, the shortstop, batting .284 with 4 home runs, an all-star for the Spitters team. Here's Olson's 1-0 pitch. Up high, 2 balls, no strikes. Slayton out of Benedictine College, native of Texas, was 0 for 2 in the all-star game. 2 for 5 with a home run yesterday at Lakeshore. 5 for 9 in the series with 5 runs scored. 2-0 pitch from Olson. Fastball right down the middle for a strike. It's 2-1. There's 2 out in the bottom of the first, no score. Rockford and Traverse City, neither team has yet to record as much of a base runner so far. Andrew Hoffman and Jared Olson, 2 of the best pitchers on either team on the mound. Lefty on righty, 2-1 to Slayton, and now the pitch from Olson. Inside take, 2 balls and 2 strikes just on the inside corner. Andrew Morrow would be next for Traverse City. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Slayton. Olson sets at the letters. And Slayton now into the box. Olson shakes off a sign from Liebert, now has it for a 2-2 and the pitch. Breaking ball swing and a miss, drop third strike, gets back to the backstop. Liebert chases it down and has no throw to first base. So a strikeout for Jared Olson, his first of the game, but a ball went right through the wickets of Liebert, the catcher, and Slayton reaches on a drop third strike.
Well, that's something that we saw yesterday, and it's the second consecutive game where Rockford's battery records a drop third strike and the batter reaches. So something that is certainly very frustrating. You literally worked for the out, and I guess that breaking ball from Jared Olson was a little bit too sharp, and that turf always reacts a little bit different, so there's a learning curve with that. Of course, both series for Rockford to end the season will be played on turf, so Kirk Liebert needs to adjust a little bit.
First pitch to Andrew Morrow, the third baseman, is on the inside corner, a strike, 0-1. Of course, the turf field, you've got Kokomo and Traverse City, the only 2 turf fields that the Rivets have had to play on this season. The last road trip Rockford had that was 4 games in length was Traverse City and Kokomo.
When you talk to players, as that one's fouled off by Morrow, the turf is not particularly popular. They don't like playing on it. However, when you look at the defensive stats, it really plays out in favor of the defense because you get more true hops. Traverse City coming in with the 3rd best fielding percentage, and Kokomo right behind them at 5th. So the turf is good for the defense, but when you're used to playing on natural grass, it can really produce some problems.
0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, a fastball right down the middle, and Morrow swung right through it. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Olson. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 1, there's no score in this pitcher's duel, Rockford and Traverse City. Top of the second, a scoreless game in Traverse City. 2 strikeouts in the first inning for Andrew Hoffman, a 1-2-3 frame in just 14 pitches. Matt Higgins, Steinbach, and Jostin to face him in the second. Higgins, a lefty, playing center field. First pitch from Hoffman on the way. Fastball at the letters, taken high for ball 1. Rockford wearing their road gray jerseys with gold lettering and numerals. Rockford across the front. Pit Spitters in their home whites with white pants, red hats, and Pit Spitters across the front for them. 1-0 pitch on the way from Hoffman. Fastball inside of the knees, a take, ball 2 to Higgins, 2 balls, no strikes.
When you walk into Pit Spitters Park, you know the Pit Spitters play here along both foul lines. Large letters, Pit Spitters, you can't miss it.
Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball hit high to right center field. Over comes Jake Wilson in center. He goes down to make the catch, a nasty catch from Wilson at his left knee. Didn't track the ball very well in right center, going right into the sun here in Traverse City. But Wilson hauls it down. 4 up, 4 down against Andrew Hoffman in this pitcher's duel. It's not the first time these 2 pitchers have faced off against each other. It was an 11-6 result when Olson faced Hoffman back at Rivet Stadium on July 20th. So far, we are scoreless in the second inning.
That was quite the game. Rivets got off to a hot start. Everybody in the building thought, oh, are we going to have an upset tonight? It wasn't to be.
First pitch to Steinbach, a curveball in the inside corner for strike 1.
And taking a look at Olson's line from that game, he went 5 innings, only allowed 2 earned runs, so pretty much matching Andrew Hoffman, but came out with a loss.
0-1 curveballs high and inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, the only time Hoffman's allowed multiple earned runs in a game this season. Did so in the first inning against the Rockford Rivets, but went 5 and got the win. 1-1 pitch to Steinbach, the right-hander. Fastball wave and a miss, low and outside, and Steinbach chases 1 and 2. Alex Steinbach, the sophomore from Illinois, batting .267 with 3 home runs in his first 8 games. Had a hit in his first 7 games, so an 0 for 4 with a golden sombrero yesterday. 4 strikeouts. Here's Hoffman's 1-2 wide and pitch. Fastball low and outside. He takes this time 2 and 2.
Well, that's the drawbacks to having a big frame in the box and a large power swing. Steinbach slugging .600 entering today's game, but yesterday 4 strikeouts against a very big strike zone, not playing to his advantage.
Here's the 2-2 to Steinbach on the way. Breaking ball's found the way to the right field seats, and it hits off the top of the stadium. The stadium is a glorified hotel when you look at it. You would not assume it to be a stadium if you drove past. It's very much hotel-like, what do you call it, suites on the top
Facade.
level? Yeah, facade.
They're built like houses, the suites. We're in one right behind home plate.
Yep.
It's a nice view.
2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball is lined to right field. Overcomes Daniel Head. A couple of steps to his right to make the catch. A couple of fly balls in the second inning. No score in the second. 2 out, nobody on. Batter is Tom Jostin as Andrew Hoffman has retired his first 5 in just 23 pitches.
Tom Jostin moving up a spot in the Rockford lineup, batted 7th for a number of games, and now with Butler, who is a consistent 2-hitter in the Rockford lineup, everybody kind of shifts up one spot, and Jostin, you could argue, is one of the hotter hitters in the Rockford lineup.
First pitch to him is a fastball taken inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Jostin batting .227, 4 home runs, 28 RBIs, had a double yesterday, was 1 for 3.
He's made a lot of good adjustments to his swing. We talk a lot about it on our video broadcast, but he used to swing for the fences almost every time as that one catches the outside corner for a strike. His swing looks a lot more adjusted now and much more comfortable in the box.
1 ball, 1 strike on Jostin. He's had a double in his last 2 games. Lefty batter, 1-1 pitch. Curveball swing and a miss, 1-2. Jostin up with 2 out, top of the second. Cory Wright would be next playing first base. He's 1 for 8 to begin his hitting portion of his season. Tom Jostin from Palatine, Illinois, headed to UCF next season. Hoffman with a 1-2, sets at the letters, winds and deals the pitch to Tom Jostin on the way. Curveball is inside, and Jostin lays this one off. Count goes to 2-2, so Kalamazoo playing Kokomo right now. It's 1-0 Growlers in the first inning. They have the bases loaded and 1 out. Of course, Kalamazoo losing the first game of this doubleheader 7-6 earlier today before this game got underway. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball just below the knees, and Hoffman can't get the strike 3 call. Instead, it's 3-2 on Tom Jostin. Nobody on and 2 out. Infield shifted toward the right against Jostin on this artificial turf field. Jostin steps in with a square stance. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The big man Hoffman winds and fires. Curveball is taken inside. It dropped. Ball 4, doesn't matter. As Jostin trots his way onto first base, the catcher Proctor couldn't hang on. Rockford gets their first base run of the game.
Really nice at bat there from Tom Jostin, falling behind early, but he was patient, fouled off a pitch, and then reaches on the walk, and that's something he's really been much better at. He strikes out a lot, but more walks, especially as of late, for the UCF product. Soon to be UCF night.
Now Cory Wright coming up, and Wright is 1 for his first 8. A quick throwback on first base. Jake Arnold, the first baseman, tags Jostin, but well, not in time. Jostin on the year has 3 stolen bases in 4 tries. Cory Wright with a bunt single yesterday, his first hit of the year. First pitch from Hoffman, and he shoots one over shortstop, and that one is caught on a soft liner by Slayton on a chip bat, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. 1.5 innings in the books. There's no score. Rockford and Traverse City. Back for the bottom of the second, a glorious Thursday evening at Pitt Spitters Park, Traverse City, Michigan. 73 degrees. Shadows only in the foul ground and left field right now as sunset makes its way on in about an hour's time. Very few clouds overhead, otherwise a totally blue sky on this weekday night. Jake Wilson leads off against Jared Olson, lefty on lefty to begin the bottom half of the second. There's no score, neither team with a run, a hit, or an error so far. Each squad with one base runner in the second inning. Jared Olson to Jake Wilson. Olson sets out the letters and fires the first pitch of the at-bat. Fastball on the inside corner, just off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Wilson from Bowling Green State, batting .275 with 44 RBIs and 2 home runs. Out of New Lowell, Ontario, the only Canadian on this team. 1-0 pitch. Fastball hit to shortstop, moving to his right. Durbin has it deep in the dirt, throws on to first, and a nice stretch by right. Gets the out by a step on Jake Wilson. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom 2, there is no score.
One thing you'll notice about this Pitt Spitters roster, it has not changed much over the course of the season. Looking at their roster, they've only had just 4 position players leave the entire season when all the other teams have a significant amount of turnover. Just 4 position players have left and just 6 pitchers. So 10 players total leaving. Everybody loves it here in Traverse City. They love playing for Josh Rebant, and it's evident not only in their win-loss record, but their roster.
If you're 49-19, who wouldn't want to play for a team like that? Christian Foss leads off, or rather with 1 out, faces Jared Olson, righty batter, first pitch, and a curveball misses well high. I mean, I challenged myself to name all 4 of those hitters, and I got 2 of them right. Evan Madej and Danny Dopp. You've got Trey Vanderpool. 0-1 pitch. Fastball grounded up the third baseline, and it chops foul. Who's the other one?
Good question. We'll get our research department on it.
Chase Andrews.
There it is.
There it is. It's very easy for us as broadcasters who have to make new rosters for every game. Very little turnover. 1 ball, 1 strike to Christian Foss. In fact, I had to make no new names or additions or subtractions for this one. Here's the pitch from Olson. Fastball's hit to left field pretty high, but not very deep. Steinbach backing up toward the track, and this ball is off the wall. That one carried up and over the wall for a ground rule double. Is there a wind flying out there? That ball didn't look very good off the bat, but it bounced over the wall for a double.
Yeah, the wind is not blowing out. Taking a look at the American flag out in center field, it is just sitting on the pole, sitting flat, not waving anywhere. And you're right, that ball didn't look very deep off the bat. In fact, Alex Steinbach took his first step in, so an infielder playing outfield out there in left field is Steinbach for Rockford tonight. Almost misplayed that one, but either way, Faust hit that one pretty deep and over the head of Steinbach, and a 1-out double.
7th double of the year for Foss. He's on second base. Now the batter is Jake Arnold. Righty hitter playing first base out of North Georgia, batting .230. Lefty Olson from the stretch, sets at the belt. Here's the first pitch. Fastball grounded to shortstop, moving a bit to his right. Durbin throws on to first and gets the out in time as Foss moves up to third base on a left side ground ball. Interesting play by Foss, but he gets there with safely, and there's 2 out.
Yeah, it certainly is a interesting play there by Foss. A risky decision pays off, but he got a good enough jump to the point where Durbin even looked at Foss, but he was already 3/4 of the way there, so Durbin got the quick out at first base. So the run that much closer, but 2 outs. But every single batter in this Pitt Spitters lineup is capable of RBIs, and most of the lineup has 20+.
Now the batter, Daniel Head, a righty, first pitch. Fastball hit on the ground to short again. It'll be 3 outs for Durbin. He throws on to first and in plenty of time. So 3 6-3 putouts with a double sandwiched in between. No runs, 1 hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 2, we are scoreless between the Rivets and the Spitters. Top of the third of a scoreless game in Traverse City, Michigan. The Rockford Rivets and the Traverse City Pitspitters with 0-0 on the board. Just one hit in the game for Traverse City. Rockford with nothing so far, just one walk. Kevin Cronin leads off against Andrew Hoffman, righty on righty to begin this third inning for Rockford. Cronin won for his first 13 over 2 stints with Rockford. Did not play in yesterday's game. He's just 0 for 2 since returning for the Rivets after leaving the team on June the 8th, coming back for this last week and a half. First pitch on the way from the righty Hoffman. Fastball is up high, ball 1 to Cronin. Cronin from Robert Morris of Illinois, native of Orland Park. 5'9", 180 from the right-handed side. Just 1 run in his first 7 games. 1-0 pitch. And a fastball is taken high and outside for ball 2. No score, top of the third. An update in Kalamazoo, it's 1-1. Kokomo tied it up in the top of the second. Rockford wants a Kokomo win. Here's the 2-0 pitch from Hoffman. Fastball wave and a miss, a high fastball, and he goes after it 2-1. Now the shade has covered the left side of the infield here in Traverse City. So the batter's box is covered by shade, but the pitcher's mound still has sun. Could be an interesting scene for the batters. Here's the 2-1 on the way from Hoffman. Fastball, check swing, up and in. Did he go? He did. First base umpire Carl Gieske. The count goes to 2-2. Anthony Fumagalli waits on deck. So Kevin Cronin, one of the opening day starters for Rockford, who had a hit on opening day, leaving the team a week and a half later as a temporary player, but coming back for the last week and a half of the year. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Swinging a ball hit back to Hoffman, makes the catch at his belt, and that's an L1. Nice play by Hoffman on a comebacker on the air, and there's one away in the third.
We've certainly seen Andrew Hoffman make a number of good defensive plays, and right there he shows off the reflexes. That one not hit right back at him, so that wasn't self-defense. He reached out, extended his arm the full length, and snagged that line drive out of the air that was certainly destined for a base hit in center field. Instead, Kevin Cronin becomes 1 for 14 as a Rivet.
Andrew Hoffman, what can he do as a spitter? First pitch now to Fumagalli. Squares the bunt, takes a curveball low and outside for ball 1. Fumagalli batting .269, wearing number 1 in dark gray. 5'10", 170 from Purdue Northwest, a Plainfield, Illinois guy, so the same high school, or same town at least, as Andrew Hoffman. Here's the 1 ball, no strike pitch to him. Fastball is popped up first base side and foul ground. Over comes Arnold near the railing, and he can't make the catch. It's 2 rows deep. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. The fans were by no means in good numbers about 10 minutes before game time, but as it stands right now, the entire left side of the seats is full. Behind the Traverse City dugout, right in front of us, mostly full. And a pretty good amount behind the visitors' dugout as well. So I'm expecting at least 2,000 in the stands today. At
least, and the tourists really packing it in here. We talk about that a lot. Traverse City, a popular summer destination, and I guess the Pitspitters are a nice attraction.
1-1 pitch, a fastball is just outside from Hoffman, ball 2 on Fumagalli. I never really knew that Traverse City was a tourist destination until I got here, and I understood why.
It's a beautiful place. Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore nearby. That's probably the most popular destination.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to Fumagalli. Curveball is in there for a strike on the inner half. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fumagalli thought that pitch was high.
So, upon research, Andrew Hoffman attended Plainfield High School, and Fumagalli attended Plainfield North. So, high school rivals, and now Great Lakes East rivals.
There we go. Their first meeting of the day, first meeting of the season. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Hoffman to Fumagalli. Fastball hit him. That one hit him right around the arm, it looked like. And it hit off the bat first, then off the arm of Fumagalli, so it stays 2-2 on a foul ball.
Ouch. Yeah. That's a painful foul ball, and it's always very frustrating. That's why you're always taught as a hitter to turn away from the pitch and bring the bat down with you, but Fumagalli didn't have much time there. That thing really ran in on the hands. Didn't look like it was going to hit Fumagalli initially, so delayed reaction time, and it stings.
Shakes it off and is right back in for a 2-2. Here's Hoffman's pitch. Curveball swinging a pop-up first base side. Over comes Arnold once again, and he has to let this one go. It's into the 6th or 7th row in right field. So still 2-2, and the fact that Fumagalli was able to swing the bat there with no problems at all shows that he's all right. Got the batting gloves on, but it was a ball that hit off the knob of the bat, then off the arm. It's foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, Hoffman to Fumagalli, these Plainfield High School rivals, with Caleb Durbin on deck. 1 away, no score, top of the 3rd, nobody on. Here's Hoffman's wind of the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ball hit to shortstop, moving to his left, Slayton picks it up and throws out in plenty of time. And there's the 2nd out of the 3rd, a long at bat. 7 pitches, and it results in a 6-3 ground out for Fumagalli.
Busy days for the shortstops, and that shows that hitters are pulling the ball, making weak contact with the off-speed pitches. Jared Olson has a really nice curveball. When that thing is on, he's at his best. And of course, Andrew Hoffman has devastating strikeout stuff. Rockford making contact with it, forcing the defense to make plays, but very weak contact on this turf infield.
Now Caleb Durbin, the righty, first pitch. And a curveball falls right down the middle for a strike, right down Route 31. No balls and a strike on Durbin, who grounded out to third base his first time up. I see a Cubs jersey to the right.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, tourist season galore. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Slider is low and outside. Check swing did not go. 1 ball, 1 strike as Durbin holds back.
So for our Illinois viewers, I would compare Traverse City to Michigan's version of Door County.
In Wisconsin, 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ball hit to shortstop, slow ground ball, moving in. Slayton from the grass, throws wide, but makes the play to Arnold as a half swing was put on the ground by Durbin in fair territory, and that retires the side. A 1-2-3 third inning for Andrew Hoffman. We are scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd coming up. Bottom half of the 3rd, a scoreless game. Rockford and Traverse City, Pittsburgh's Park, in the Little Enough Peninsula, Traverse City, Michigan. Adam Proctor leads off against Jared Olson, lefty batter and lefty hurler. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Traverse City, and for Rockford, no runs, no hits, and no errors in the game. So Andrew Hoffman has a no-hitter going through 3. Jared Olson has matched him step for step, facing 8 guys through 2 frames. First pitch to Proctor coming up from Olson. Sets at the letters from the first base side, winds and deals. Fastball at the plate low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, I just went outside of our booth to check the line out front of the stadium. Still a few people waiting to get in. Generally a late arriving crowd. It's a big one.
1-0 fastball's taken high. 2 balls, no strikes on the catcher Adam Proctor, who is batting .192. 3 home runs and 26 RBIs in 43 games. Just 1 for his last 8 is Proctor. We usually don't see him behind the plate. We usually see Ryan Hampy. 2-0 pitch. Fastball is in there for a strike just below the letters. Hampy started the last 4 games against Rockford behind the plate, the freshman from UIC. But now the Michigan State Spartan Proctor facing his Spartan teammate Jared Olson on the mound.
Hampy was pretty good in the College World Series. A guy that helped UIC get out to an 8-1 lead over the Louisville Cardinals, but they blew that lead and lost in the first round.
2-1 is up and away. 3 balls, 1 strike. A couple of Michigan State guys going against Jared Olson today on this Traverse City Pit Spitters team. Proctor, one of them. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Olson. Swinging a foul back, third base side, and swing on a high and in fastball, and Proctor made contact 3-2.
One thing that we see on this turf field with those swings, if those balls get put in play, they can carry a long way on this artificial grass. We saw that to Caleb Durbin to end that last inning. A check swing got all the way out to shortstop.
Full count to Proctor. Hudson Bajorek on deck. No score, bottom 3, nobody out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Olson's payoff pitch. Low and away, a breaking ball. Misses in the dirt, and a 6-pitch walk to Adam Proctor. Olson's first walk of the game, just a third base runner. 1 in every inning, and a leadoff walk to Proctor brings up the top of the order, and Hudson Bajorek, who is 0 for 1. No score, bottom half of the third. It's hard to imagine people being still waiting to get in when the game's in the 3rd inning. It's not something you see in Rockford for sure.
No, definitely not, but that says something about how quickly this game is moving along. Under 45 minutes, well under 45 minutes if I'm not mistaken.
40
this
minutes
game,
we're at right now.
Man, it's flying by, something we also don't do in Rockford.
First pitch to Bajorek is a fastball low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Well, yesterday's game was 2:56, so a short game for Rivet standards, yeah. If the first number is a 2 in the time of the game, it's a short one, though it usually is followed by a 5. A ball, no strikes on Bajorek, who popped to third base his first time out. A weak pop-up. 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, a fastball between Liebert's legs, rolls to his left, and Proctor takes second base. See if it's a wild pitch or a pass ball, as Olson threw one in the dirt, and Liebert got a piece, but not enough, and Proctor takes second base. 2 balls, no strikes to Bajorek. Mario Camilletti waits on deck. Traverse City with 1 base hit, 1 time through the top of their 9-man order. The only hit of the game, a Christian Foss double in the 2nd. He was stranded off third base in the inning. No score in the 3rd. Proctor in scoring position and nobody out.
That one called as a pass ball, so Liebert continuing with a frustrating stretch behind the plate for him, and I'm sure he'd be the first to tell you that his defense back there has been subpar, but a lot of it is probably the wear and tear on his body, catching so many consecutive games.
Now, he's been Rockford's best defensive catcher of the season, you might say. But he's playing every day, but it's something that has not been a case for Rockford catchers. 2-0 pitch, and right down the middle, a fastball, 2-1. Of course, back when it was Nick Jouer doing the catching, he would split duties with Mason Minzy. Michael Zavoli not playing a whole lot as of late because Liebert's just the better offensive and defensive catcher.
Rockford needs that bat, and Liebert has really stepped up in this Rockford lineup, so Josh Keim electing for offense.
And Tom Josten, the better DH for Josh Keim, so Liebert can't take that spot either. Time called on 2 balls and a strike with nobody out. Hudson Bajorek at the plate, the left fielder. Out of Wofford College, riding a 6-game hitting streak, coming in batting .458 in that span. Olson holds at the belt for the 2-1. Here's the pitch. And a breaking ball in the dirt, and Liebert keeps it in front of him. 3 balls and a strike. Well, the breaking ball has been an issue for Olson at some times this season. It's either really on or it's really off, and in this inning it has not been working well so far.
Yeah, and we see that with a lot of Rockford pitchers, how well their breaking ball is. Throwing it for strikes really dictates their success. Jordan Nelson, a guy that also relies heavily on the curveball. Jarrett Olson, the lefty. Lefties really like those curveballs.
3-1 is a high fastball for ball 4, and so Bajorek walks on 5 pitches. Back-to-back walks to begin the 3rd for Jared Olson, and Adam Carey's coming out to talk with him. As Mario Camilletti comes on, and Camilletti is one of the most dangerous hitters on this Traverse City team. Has the most base hits, batting .293 with 27 RBIs. And so Carey wants to talk with his battery, and now the entire infield coming in for the conversation. As Proctor and Bajorek, the 9-1 hitters, have both walked off Olson to begin.
Certainly far from ideal. First off, you never want to issue a leadoff walk, especially when it's the 9-hitter in the lineup. And Rockford has struggled with that, retiring the last man in team's order. We saw it against Green Bay. We saw it against Madison. And certainly you can't afford it against good lineups. And going down this Traverse City Pittsburghers lineup, the only hitter without 20-plus RBIs is Jake Arnold, the 7-hitter. Everybody else has 20 or more. So all these hitters are clutch. And Traverse City coming in with a .250 batting average, 14th in the league, so kind of middle of the road. But all these guys can step up and drive the ball when need be. And a great opportunity here for the 2-hitter, Mario Camilletti.
Traverse City's on-base percentage, though, is looking very good at .361.
You know, we watched Moneyball on the bus on the way up here, and that's what it's all about. Do they get on base?
Yep.
And the Pittsburghers do.
11th in on-base percentage, better than their batting average. Here's Camilletti, who popped to shortstop his first time up. He's 0 for 1. First and second and nobody out. And the pitch, squares to bunt, does not put it down. It's low on a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes as both corner infielders charged in. So Camilletti looking to play some small ball and get both runners in scoring position. Not a bad call here, and Camilletti can certainly drag bunt himself, a left-handed hitter who has 15 stolen bags this year, so speed's certainly an issue for Rockford to deal with. 1 ball, no strikes. Quarter infielders now playing on the grass, expecting a bunt for Rockford. Camilletti is not shown as Olson comes set at the belt for a 1-0. Now squares in the pitch. Fastball is in there for a strike as Camilletti laid off, but the pitch was in there, 1-1. Michael Slayton waits on deck. 2 on and nobody out in the bottom half of the third. Spitters looking to strike first. They've allowed no hits off Andrew Hoffman. Rockford has 1 hit Traverse City has 1 hit in the game. 2 walks to be in this third. 1 ball, 1 strike as the shade now covers the entire left side of the infield and much of the middle. Both the mound and the batter circle are covered in the shadows. 1 ball, 1 strike. Camilletti steps off the batter's box for a moment and puts both feet back in. Stance is open for him, and Olson sets from the third base side on 1-1, the lefty. 1-1 pitch. Fastball is off the plate, rather a slider off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. So Camilletti not showing bunt on 1-1 with infielders still playing in for Rockford, but he takes. Gets ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Biorik at first and Proctor on second. Still nobody out. Garrett Olson has thrown 33 pitches, 17 strikes, 16 balls. 2-1 on Camilletti, lefty on lefty, one of 3 lefties in the Traverse City lineup. Olson deals the 2-1. Swinging a pop-up, center field, taking a couple steps back, Higgins. He tracks it, makes the catch over his shoulder. Throw goes on to first as tagging up is Proctor. He slides in with no play as the ball rolls to Cronin at third. And the runners are on the corners with 1 out. Not a sacrifice fly, but it gets the go-ahead run 90 feet away for Mario Camilletti.
Yeah, productive out, and that's what you want to do with runners on base. You just want to put the ball in play. You never know what can happen. Forces Higgins to make the play out there, a relatively routine fly ball, but as you mentioned, Proctor moves up 90 feet away, and now the sacrifice fly is in play. And something we might see now is a suicide squeeze as Slayton goes out to third base, and Biorik comes over from first base to discuss with Josh Reband. What the heck?
Yeah, they might be discussing some sort of play that they want to run. The squeeze would be an interesting play here with a scoreless game in the third with first and third and 1 out. Not a bad one to try. We haven't seen it this season. The entire infield now discussing things with Josh Reband from third base. Biorik is at first and Proctor 90 feet away at third. Michael Slayton coming up, the shortstop, adding 293. Struck out but reached on a wild pitch back in the first to drop third strike. Slayton has 2 sac flies this season and 29 extra base hits. Top 5 in the league in extra base hits is Michael Slayton with 29 this year. 4 home runs, 18 doubles, and 7 triples. That ranks him tied for second in the league with 2 other players for 29, just 2 off the league lead. First and third, 1 out. Corner infielders play in for Rockford. First pitch to Slayton. Right down the middle, a fastball from Olson to strike. It's 0-1. Being held off at first base is Proctor by Cory Wright. And third baseman Cronin playing a step off the grass at third base, not holding on Proctor there. Slayton, a righty at shortstop. Olson a left-hander, no balls and 1 strike with 1 away in the third. Double play ball in effect. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rockford would love nothing more than either a strikeout or a double play ball here right up the middle, although double play balls have been an issue defensively for the Screws in their last series. At 6 errors, multiple ones coming on tailor-made double play opportunities. Throw back to first on 1-1, no tag from right, as Olson just kind of flopped it over. Count holds at 1-1. Scoreless game, bottom of the third. Runners on the corners for Traverse City with 1 out. Batter is Michael Slayton, the All-Star. 1 ball, 1 strike. Olson pitches. Check swing, throw down to second base. 1 hops the shortstop Durbin as Bajorek took off. Maybe that was the sign from Reban. And that's stolen base number 17 for Bajorek. Second and third now with 1 away and no double play ball.
Yeah, we saw that stolen base play with the runner on third base from the Green Bay Booyah, and they sent the runner from third base, and it worked. There, maybe Josh Rebant trying to fake Rockford out. Pittsburgh's a team that steal a lot of bases. That's just part of their game. And there it is there. So the double play out of order.
Stolen base number 145 for Traverse City, an 80% rate this season. Now Michael Slayton with a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fastball is taken just high at the letters, 3-1. All 4 fielders come in for Rockford. First base is open with 1 away. 3-1 on Michael Slayton with Andrew Morrow on deck, the guy with 6 home runs to lead Traverse City. Lefty pitcher, righty batter. 3-1 to come. Olson leans in for the side and has it. Belt high set, now the 3-1. Fastball is looped in the shallow right center field. Coming over is Higgins with Vanderwall. Higgins makes the catch in center. Third base tag from Proctor. Throw comes in. It's cut off by right of the pitcher's mound. And a sac fly by Michael Slayton brings home Proctor. And the Spitters in the third take a 1-0 lead. Sacrifice fly number 3 on the year for Michael Slayton.
That one was a little blooper and hit to the right spot. Wasn't hit very deep. And because of that, Higgins didn't really get around the ball. Kind of played it straight up, and you're taught to get around the ball, bring your momentum towards home plate, but because that was hit between Vanderwall and Higgins, it didn't really allow anybody to get a good angle. And back-to-back productive outs for the Pittsburghers, doing what they do best. Get them on, get them over, get them in.
Bajorek goes to third base. There's 2 away. Sacrifice fly for Slayton. A run batted in number 26. Now here's Andrew Morrow, righty batter. Infield play straight up, shifted slightly toward the right. Trying to steal home is Slayton. The throw down is in time. My goodness, Bajorek trying to steal home. He dove head first and was tagged out by Kirk Liebert as Olson just got the ball in, and Morrow did not swing. And Josh Reban thought that his man was safe, yelling at the home plate umpire, Connor Crowell. A home plate steal attempt by Hudson Bajorek ends the inning. Unbelievable. I have never seen that, and I'll probably never see it again this season.
Oh, my word.
1 run, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. After 3, it's 1-0 Traverse City. Back after this. Top of the fourth coming up in Traverse City. A 1-0 Pit Spitters lead. Looking at the out-of-town scoreboard, the one that Rivets fans care about. Kokomo and Kalamazoo tied at 1 in the top of the third. Rabbits have 2 on with nobody out against the Kalamazoo Growlers, looking to win both games of that doubleheader in Western Michigan. Elsewhere in the Great Lakes East, Battle Creek leads Fond du Lac 3-0 in the bottom half of the first up in Fondy. And Kenosha is at Wisconsin and leading in Wausau 3-0 bottom half of the first. Larry Larson, the middle 3 innings are yours.
Thank you, Cory. Great work as always. And now a new pitcher in the top half of the 4th inning for Josh Rebant. He tabs Will Burakonak in relief of Andrew Hoffman, who went 3 scoreless, did not allow a hit. Kirk Liebert, Jake Vanderwall, Matt Higgins due up in the Rockford 4th. First pitch to Liebert in there for a strike, right down M22, you might say. That one an off-speed pitch at 82. So Burakonak a lefty, Hoffman a righty, now out of the game. Lefty against lefty here. The 0-1. Slapped the opposite way. Coming on is Biorik. Will he get there? He runs out of room. Bounces foul.
Numbers on Burakonak, ERA of 5 flat, whip of 1.70. Has 1 save on the year, making his 17th appearance, primarily a bullpen guy. Has yet to allow a run in his last 6 appearances. His last earned run came against Rockford on July 26 when he allowed 4 runs in the 8th inning, when Rockford made it from 11-2 to 11-6 in that contest.
Rockford put up a good fight, but no dice. Traverse City owns the season series 6-4. The 0-2, high and outside. That one at the letters and about a foot outside. Now it's 1-2 on the Rockford catcher. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Looking back in the 1st inning, he was 0 for 3 yesterday. His first game in the 2 spot today. The 1-2 on the way. Fouled back, and we'll have another one.
Rockford's got to wake up. You know, it's something that's been a common theme for them, getting the bats going. It took them a while to do so yesterday, and they had fallen so far behind that it was impossible to get back. A 1-0 lead is not insurmountable, but against Traverse City, it seems like a 3-0 lead, especially against the best pitching staff in the Northwoods League.
Another 1-2. Breaking ball in there, called strike 3. So Liebert is rung up. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for him, and he's out number 1 here in the Rockford 4th.
That's something you got to swing on. You know, part of the reason why Rockford struck out 18 times yesterday was being too patient at the plate and trying to wait for their pitch. You saw Cory Wright do it on a big at-bat yesterday. You can't wait for your pitch when you've got to protect yourself with 0-2 or 1-2 on the count, a big strikeout count for the pitcher. You got to hack the bat more.
Got to swing at anything close. Here's Jake Vanderwall, 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout back in the 1st. Burakonak, lefty on lefty, swing and a miss to Jake Vanderwall on a pitch in the dirt. That one at 71, so a curveball on the artificial turf.
Update in Kalamazoo, it's 2-1 Jackrabbits with 1 out in the top of the 3rd.
Jackrabbits going for the doubleheader sweep. The 0-1 to Vanderwall. Another curveball and a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So Burakonak quickly out ahead, dictating at bats here early in his outing.
That was a high curveball too at just 72 miles an hour. Burakonak looking more at his numbers. 25 strikeouts in 27 innings, so he's about 1 per inning.
The lefty from Indiana State comes set for the 0-2. Catches the outside corner, and Vanderwall is rung up. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Will Burakonak, just entering the game. Here's Matt Higgins.
All 3 pitches, the same selection, curveball, but all 3 different spots. You had low and inside, high and inside, then low and away to finish off Jake Vanderwall. And Burakonak just dealing right now with 2 looking Ks in a row.
So 4 strikeouts for the Rockford lineup so far, and both of which dealt to Kirk Liebert and Jake Vanderwall. Matt Higgins looking to change the trend. He flew out to center in his first at-bat. First pitch to him, fouled over the screen. Look at Matt Higgins' numbers. Yesterday he was 1 for 4 with a home run, his 2nd of the year. That was a 2-run home run. He has 38 RBIs to lead this Rockford squad, coming in hitting at a clip of 270. Long stance, taking up the whole entire batter's box, fouls off an off-speed pitch, and that gets out of play. And again, Burakonak ahead 0-2.
Higgins has been an all-or-nothing type of hitter recently. Hasn't had a lot of success in terms of average at the plate, but in his last 8 games, he has 10 RBIs. So he's the RBIs leader, but also the second in base hits to Jake Vanderwall. but he's struggled lately in terms of hitting for average.
1-0 Pitts Bitters here in the top half of the fourth. 2 outs, the 0-2 to Higgins. Misses low, a fastball in the dirt, scooped up by Proctor, nobody on. Higgins, like you mentioned, an all-or-nothing guy, has 63 strikeouts for Rockford so far on the year in the 69th game of action today in Traverse City. Burkonak working from the stretch all the way with nobody on, the 1-2. And that one again catches the outside corner. 3 looking strikeouts for Will Burkonak. Nothing going for this Rockford offense here early on. And the score remains Pitts Bitters 1, Rivets nothing. Back here in Traverse City, 1-0 Pitts Bitters. They scored 1 run in the bottom half of the third. The Rockford offense still looking for their first hit through 4 innings for them. The bottom half of the fourth for the Pitts Bitters, it'll be Andrew Morrow, Jake Wilson, and Christian Faust up against Jarrett Olson, who's looked solid. Allowed 1 run, as I mentioned earlier, on just 1 hit. So a pitcher's duel here on the Leelanau Peninsula. Beautiful evening for baseball just off of Lake Michigan. Jarrett Olson working from the windup, the kick, and the first pitch to Morrow. Offered at, fouled off, strike 1.
Now, it's 2 leadoff walks for Jarrett Olson to begin the third that really sunk him and allowed that run to score. You know, Hudson Bajorek nearly came home from third base, but tried to steal home and couldn't do so. Sac fly brought in Adam Proctor for Michael Slayton's bat. So no hits in that inning, but a run comes home.
0-1 to Morrow. Nice breaking ball right down Broadway for strike 2. So Jarrett Olson quickly ahead of the Traverse City cleanup batter, who's 0 for 1 with a swinging strikeout back in the first. The kick and the 0-2. Morrow fights that one off, and we'll have another 0-2 pitch.
There's a kid wearing an M22 hoodie.
I'm sure he's not the only one.
It's a popular item here, I guess, in Traverse City.
You just haven't seen M22. It is something.
The kid wearing a Mets hat right there with Andrew Hoffman's hairstyle. See that?
Another 0-2 to Morrow. That one just misses upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 Pitts Bitters in the bottom half of the fourth. Big game for Rockford, looking to cut the Kalamazoo Growlers' playoff lead to just 1. The 1-2 to Morrow. Bounces in there, curveball. Olson looking for Morrow to offer at it, does not, and now it's 2-2. So Morrow was 2 for 4 yesterday against Lakeshore. Traverse City's foremost power threat comes back up here in the fourth after Hudson Bajorek was cut down trying to steal home to end the third. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That's out number 1 as Morrow is tagged out at the plate. A drop third strike technically, but Morrow not offering towards first base, and he's the first out.
Curveball in the dirt from Olson. Couldn't get Morrow to offer at it on 1-2, but on 2-2 he gets it. And Olson, his curveball often misses the strike zone, but he gets guys to offer at it a lot, which is why it's a really good strikeout pitch for him. And you saw it right there. Morrow strikes out for the second time today.
Stepping in now is Jake Wilson, lefty on lefty. First pitch to him, a curveball that misses low and inside.
You know, Morrow is the strikeouts leader in the entire Northwoods League, 74 strikeouts, so it's no surprise that he would offer at that pitch.
Here's the 1-0. That again misses high and inside that time, so 2-0 on Jake Wilson. One of 3 lefties in the Pitts Bitters order against the left-handed Jarrett Olson from Michigan State. He's been in the Rockford rotation all year, pitching his best baseball as of late. The 2-0, that one misses outside, so he's quickly behind 3-0. Walks can be an issue at times for Olson. He's walked 2 today. One of those walks, Adam Proctor, the only run of the game. Here's the 3-0. That's ball 4, so a 4-pitch, 1-out walk issued to Jake Wilson.
Olson's walks, looking at his numbers on the season, 27 walks and 44 2/3 coming in. He's walked 3 guys today, so he strikes out a lot, nearly 1 per inning, but also walks quite a lot for this Rockford team. And so far it's been 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and those 2 walks the last inning were the reason why the only run has come home for Traverse City.
Christian Faust, 1 for 1 with a ground rule double back in the second, trying to emulate the most famous Christian in the major leagues, Christian Yelich. But Faust, a right-handed batter against the left-handed Olson. From the stretch now, Wilson not going anywhere, and a fastball misses outside to Faust. It's 1-0. Jake Wilson, a stolen base threat. He's got 23 stolen bags, 23 for 28. I would not be shocked to see him go and get the steal sign from Josh Rebant. Olson, the left-handed pitcher, makes it more difficult, and that fastball again misses low. So 6 consecutive balls now for Jarrett Olson.
Faust now with 4 straight games with an extra base hit as he doubled back in the second
Quick
inning.
check on Wilson. He dives back safely. Jarrett Olson rocking the stirrups. Looking in for the sign. Few step lead for Jake Wilson. Not too aggressive. Here's the 2-0. And it gets away from Lieber. It gets all the way to the backstop. He gets a good bounce, but cruising into second base easily without a throw is Jake Wilson. So I'm sure that will get scored as a passed ball on Kirk Liebert. Will likely go as his second of the day. So another runner in scoring position for the Pitts Bitters, who only have 1 hit on the day. They manufactured their only run in the 3rd inning without a hit. 2 walks, 2 flyouts, one of which was a sacrifice fly by Michael Slayton to score Proctor. The 3-0 to Christian Faust. Here it is. And it's ball 4. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks issued by Jarrett Olson. 8 consecutive balls, not a great start.
And that gets Zach Jones warming up in the Rockford pen as Michael Zavoli and TJ Merritt come out to get them loose in the pen. 8 straight balls for Olson, and the 2nd straight inning with 2 walks in a row after that first strikeout to Andrew Morrow. And all of a sudden, Jake Arnold, who's a very capable hitter in the 7th spot, comes up to bat for Traverse City.
Jake Arnold, the only batter in the Traverse City order without 20 RBIs. He chopped out to short in the 2nd inning. Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Wilson on second, Faust on first. First pitch is high. It's Jake Arnold, 1-0. Arnold did not play yesterday against Lakeshore, coming in hitting at a clip of 230. 315 on base percentage. That's the important part for Josh Rebant, a team that owns an on base percentage of 361. Olson sets at the belt, checks on Wilson, the delivery. That one finally finds the zone. So after 9 consecutive balls, that one brushes the outside part of the zone for strike 1.
Any fans chanting ball 10, ball 10?
Not quite. Crowd not that engaged, cheering when something good happens for the Pit Spitters, but not much else. A consistent buzz, nice atmosphere here in Traverse City. Olsen steps off, looking for more signs. 1-0 Traverse City, they're looking for more. As Kirk Liebert comes out to discuss with Jarrett Olsen. What do you think this discussion's about?
If it's min at bat, there's got to be something with the signs, you would think, with Jake Wilson off second base, getting a good look at the signs here from Olsen. Or rather from Liebert to Olsen.
So Connor Kroll coming out to break up the party. So Kirk Liebert heads back behind the dish. 2 on, 1 out. 1-1 count on Jake Arnold. The inning-ending double play is in order as the sun sets over Pit Spitters Park. The sunset's very late here in Traverse City, the Eastern Time Zone. 8:17 here on the eastern shores of Lake Michigan. The 1-1 to Jake Arnold. Here it is, both runners go. The throw goes down to third. Is it in time? No. Knocking it down was Cronin. That ball really could have been trouble.
It skidded away from Cronin, but thankfully for him, just to the outside of the bag and foul ground. A great jump by both Wilson and Foss to both have double-digit stolen bags this season. And they both take second and third, and now Olsen's job gets more difficult. Behind the count on Jake Arnold with 2 in scoring position now.
2-1 count on Arnold. 3 stolen bags on the day for the Pit Spitters. That's about routine. Come to expect that from them. The Rockford infield drawn in now. Runner on third, runner on second. Here's the 2-1. Big swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs. Now it's 2-2. Strikeout here would be huge.
It's what Olsen needs. Either that or a pop out on the infield, really. All the infielders coming in.
Jake Arnold with 13 RBIs on the season. A base knock to the outfield here could mean 2 more. Jarrett Olsen in a jam could really use a strikeout. He steps off. Really looking uncomfortable this inning, especially with the signs with runners on second base. Jake Wilson on third, Christian Faust on second. Both reached on walks. Olsen set for the 2-2 to Jake Arnold. Here it is. Swung on and missed. He got him. That's a big strikeout for Jarrett Olsen, his 4th of the day. Now there's 2 outs for Daniel Head.
Low curveball. Both strikeouts in this inning on low curveballs to Morrow and Arnold's. 2 guys who strike out a lot for Traverse City. And Olsen, it's an all or nothing pitch. Either it's a take for a ball most of the time or it's a swing and a miss most of the time. And Jake Arnold comes up empty, and it's a big second out. The infield can now play straight up.
Daniel Head grounded out to shortstop in the second. 1 of 3 ground outs to shortstop. First pitch in there for a strike, and Olsen is settling back in. Daniel Head, the right fielder for Traverse City. 1 for 5 yesterday with 2 RBIs at Lakeshore. He's got 2 home runs and 20 RBIs. Strikes out a lot. 53 Ks for him on the year. Olsen looking for his sign. Steps off again. Do you think we'll see another stolen home plate attempt?
I want to. Will we? No, but I want to.
Hudson Biorik caught stealing home plate to end the 3rd inning. 0-1 to Daniel Head. Slow breaking ball misses inside. 1-1 now.
I'd imagine the reason why Biorik took his steal is because Olsen's a lefty, so he can't really see him. And as soon as Olsen came set, he came sprinting down the line, and Olsen didn't really see him until his players called out to him and got to throw home just in time. It was a very close play.
1-1 to the 8-hitter. That's in there for a strike, a fastball that caught the high inside corner. Maybe an off-speed offering, measured at 81 on the radar gun, so perhaps a changeup. We don't see often from Jarrett Olsen, usually fastball, curveball combo. Olsen looking to get out of a jam. 2 on, 2 out. Jake Wilson on third, Christian Faust on second base. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Olsen, looking for his 3rd. The 1-2 misses outside, a fastball. A huge spot for the Rockford starter. 1-0 Pitts Bitters, bottom half of the fourth. Only run for the Pitts Bitters scored in the bottom half of the third without manufacturing a hit. Olson, the lefty, sets at the belt. The kick in the 2-2. Line past the diving Kevin Cronin. That scores one. Rounding third, the throw from Steinbach is cut off. Scoring is Christian Faust. It's a 2 RBI single for Daniel Head. And the lead is extended to 3-0. Listen to this crowd getting fired up. And Olson was that close to getting out of the jam. A diving effort from Kevin Cronin just glanced by his glove. And all of a sudden, this lead looks a whole lot bigger.
That's a tough ball for Cronin to play. A hard chop off the turf over his glove as he made a nice diving effort, but that ball snuck past him on a hard hit ground ball. And Daniel Head continues his RBI streak. He's had a run batted in 4 straight games. A nice piece of hitting to the pull side.
Here's the 9-hitter, Adam Proctor, takes ball 1 in the dirt. Nice stop by Kirk Liebert on the off-speed offering. Proctor walked and scored in the 3rd inning. So all 3 runs for the Pitts Bitters scored off of walks. Wilson walked, Faust walked here in the 4th, and Proctor walked in the 3rd. And Olson misses upstairs. Now it's 2-0. Proctor rotating the catching duties for manager Josh Rebant. Ryan Hampy, the other catcher on the roster. 2-0 to Proctor. Up in the zone, called strike. I want a fastball. Proctor thought about going around, checked his swing. Instead, it's a called strike. Olson looking to limit the damage here. 1 on with 2 out. Runner on first base is Daniel Head. He takes off for second. Swing and a miss by Proctor on the pitch, and Head swipes second base easily. Make it 4 stolen bags for Josh Rebant's squad.
So all 3 runs produced off of walks to begin. If you're Josh Keim, that's something he doesn't like. And we talked to Hunter Keim yesterday before his start. Now, what does your brother Josh not like the most? And he said walks. 3 walks and 3 runs scored off of them.
Oh, who likes walks? Certainly not managers. The 2-2 to Proctor. Chopped down to first base. Slipping is Cory Wright. And does he win the foot race to the bag? He does. Cory Wright decides to take it himself. He fielded that ball well up the line. And instead, waving off Jarrett Olson, he wins the foot race against Adam Proctor, and that ends the inning, but not before. Traverse City pushes across 2 more runs. It is now 3-0, heading to the 5th inning. Back here in Traverse City, 3-0 Pitts Bitters. Rockford offense has their work cut out for them, still looking for their 5th hit. Moving to the top half of the first. It'll be top half of the 5th. Top half of the first. We'd be in a slow-moving game if we were still there right now. It'll be Alex Steinbach, Tom Jostin, Cory Wright out against old Burakonak, excuse me, who came on in relief of Andrew Hoffman after he pitched 3 solid innings. First pitch to Steinbach. Misses inside, a fastball. What do you make of Josh Reban pulling Andrew Hoffman early in this game?
Well, it's a pitch limit. 45 pitches for Hoffman. You want to get him ready for the playoffs, which start in 3 days. Or 4 days, excuse me.
And Steinbach's ahead 2-0 as that fastball misses upstairs from Burakonak.
And it's got to be so that you can have a short rest for Hoffman. He can get back in the rotation.
2-0 to Steinbach. Fouled straight back. He was on that fastball. Hitters count for him. Now it's 2-1.
And this tells me that he'll start game 1 in probably Kalamazoo if Rockford doesn't make the playoffs next Monday. You need your best starter for your road game, and Hoffman's done very well on the road.
Likely the only road game for the Pittsbitters. The 2-1 swung on and missed outside of the zone. A fastball low and away to the right-hander Steinbach. Righty against lefty. Will Burakonak, a left-handed pitcher, tall in stature, standing in there at 6'8", 240 from Indiana State. The 2-2, low and outside. Now it's full.
Well, it's not likely the only game. It will be the only road game for Traverse City. They clinched the best record in the league yesterday with a win in Lakeshore. Now they're 3 wins from tying the Northwoods League record for wins.
The payoff pitch to Steinbach. We'll have another one. That foul just past our booth off the facade. I should have brought my glove here, Cory. We've got a real shot at a foul ball. And if the window's opened a little bit wider, I'd really like our chances.
I'm not sure where he is, but our bus driver has his glove somewhere around the concourse. He was right in front of us in the last half inning.
Another payoff to Steinbach. That's ball 4. Leadoff walk issued to the Rockford left fielder. First walk issued by Burakonak after he struck out the Rockford side in the 4th on 3 looking strikeouts. Here's Tom Jostin.
So not a single ball put in play off Burakonak so far. His ERA is 5, but he hasn't allowed a run since July 20th, when Rockford put 4 runs on him in a garbage time situation. So Rockford's had his number his last appearance this season.
First pitch to Jostin. Fastball taken low, ball 1. Steinbach has not attempted to steal a base, so I don't anticipate it here. He's a big fella standing on first base. 6'3", 222 pounds. The 1-0 misses outside, and Jostin's ahead 2-0. Jostin last homered in Rockford on the homestand, but his last road home run coming here against Traverse City. Burakonak set for the 2-0. Steinbach a few step lead. And Burakonak misses downstairs, and it's 3-0 on the Rockford DH.
That ball nearly cleared the grounds to hit that white fence beyond the right center field wall, beyond the grass in right center field. Longest home run Rockford's hit this season.
A berm surrounds the entire outfield. The 3-0 in there for strike 1. Tom Jostin taking all the way. Jostin walked back in the 2nd inning. Certainly becoming more patient as the season has gone on. Cory Wright on deck, Rockford's first baseman. He's 1 for 8 on the hitting side of things. Hitters count 3-1 to Jostin. Taking all the way again and again. A called strike. That one catching the outside corner, a fastball. Burakonak battling all the way back, and we'll have a payoff pitch. He walked the leadoff batter Steinbach. He's on first base, taking his lead. He gets a head start. Here's the payoff pitch. Chop to second. Christian Foss throws on to first to get Tom Jostin by a number of steps, but due to the head start, Steinbach into second base safely.
An update coming in Kalamazoo. It's 4-1 Kokomo. At the 3rd inning, I believe, is over. Kalamazoo struck out with the bases loaded to end the frame. So it's 4-1 Rabbits, looking to take both ends of the doubleheader. But if Rockford doesn't win, it helps them no good. If all it means is they lost a day to make up a game.
3-0 Traverse City in the top half of the 5th. Rockford has a man in scoring position as Cory Wright squares the bunt but draws back, and a called strike on the outside corner. So Rockford certainly does not want to waste base runners. They've only left one runner on base, and they're still looking for their first hit of the day against Andrew Hoffman and Will Burr-Konak on now in relief. 1-0 to Wright, misses inside. Now it's 1-1.
I like the call to bunt right on the first pitch. Had a bunt single yesterday, and even if he can't get on base, moves the runner Steinbach to third, because Wright, Josh Kemp certainly knows, has trouble hitting the ball to the outfield. We've seen so far this season.
His only base hit is a bunt base hit we saw yesterday, the 1-1. Laced up the middle for a base hit. Steinbach got a very bad start from second base. He kind of froze on the line drive, so he stays at third base, but a really nice base hit. Ripped right up the middle by Cory Wright. Now it's men on the corners with 1 out for Kevin Cronin.
That's the first ball he's hit beyond the infield this season that hasn't been caught. Nice piece of hitting by Cory Wright. Back up the middle, and I can understand why Steinbach got a late jump on it. That ball was a soft liner that could have been caught by one of the middle infielders, but just escaped both of them, went right through both of those guys and into the outfield. So either way, you got a guy in Kevin Cronin coming up who has just 1 hit this season as well, with the man on the corners. But all you got to do is get the ball in the outfield now, caught or not.
Big spot for the bottom half of the Rockford order. The first pitch to Kevin Cronin. Fastball called strike on the outside corner. And Burr-Konak doing a beautiful job of hitting his spots, not leaving anything out over the heart of the plate. Kevin Cronin 1 for 13 on the season. Did not play yesterday at home against Green Bay. Cory Wright on first base, Alex Steinbach on third. 1-0 Traverse City in the 5th inning. And a throw over to check on Cory Wright, back safely without a slide.
So Rockford brings the tying run up after giving up 2 runs last half inning. Problem is, it's Kevin Cronin who's won for his first 14. If Cory Wright can come through the way he did, Cronin can do the same.
Burr-Konak set for the 0-1. Here it is. The runner goes, and the pitch was in the dirt, knocked down by Proctor. So Cory Wright takes second base easily, and the inning-ending double play is out of order. We'll see what the call is on that, but it might go as a wild pitch on Burr-Konak. Proctor did a nice job making sure that didn't get to the backstop.
It's a stolen base for Wright nonetheless. Fast guy Wright is on the base paths.
So now 2 runners in scoring position for Cronin. Here's the 1-1. That one skied the other way. Shallow pop fly. Daniel Head makes the catch, tagging from third base, but holding up now is Steinbach. A throw that brought Adam Proctor well up the line. The crowd appreciates the good throw, but the fact of the matter is that was a very shallow fly ball, and it would not have gotten the job done.
Nope. He would have been out. Steinbach's not a very fast runner. He would have been out by a few feet, even though the throw took Proctor about 10 feet up the third base line. So an unproductive at-bat for Kevin Cronin. Couldn't get that ball deep enough in the outfield.
So now it's up to Anthony Fumagalli, the 9-hitter in the Rockford order. Has 11 RBIs on the season in limited games, just joining the team just over a week ago. Burr-Konak set for the first pitch. Right down the middle, but low for ball 1.
Fumagalli can certainly get this run in. He had 11 RBIs in his first 3 games, none in his last 5, so he's due to produce again. He did a great job on the road last road trip in Kalamazoo. Had 6 RBIs in a game.
Rockford needs some momentum. The 1-0 to Fumagalli. That one again misses right in the same spot. Fastball low. So a hitter's count on the Rockford 9-hitter. Comes into the game hitting .269 in our 69th game here in Traverse City on the season for both teams. On base percentage of .333. As I mentioned earlier, 11 RBIs, looking for 2 more with runners in scoring position. And that's ball 3, misses in the same exact spot. So 3 fastballs, 3 balls low of the zone for Will Burr-Konak. He's in danger of walking Fumagalli on 4 pitches. Top of the order, and Caleb Durbin waiting on deck. Burr-Konak in long socks, sets above the belt and finds the strike zone. Strike 1, a fastball right down the middle. Fumagalli taking all the way.
Fumagalli just 2 for his last 14. He's been slumping lately. Very capable in the 9 spot, though.
Certainly is. A spark in the bottom half of the order for Josh Kime. Burkonak set for the 3-1. Fumagalli swings and misses. Now it's a full count. What kind of a situation is this? If Rockford doesn't come through here, you really don't like their chances the rest of the way. Still, or I should say Rockford only has one hit. Cory Wright's single up the middle with one out, broke up the no-hitter. Big spot here. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's ball 4. Ooh. It really looked like home plate umpire Connor Kroll was going to ring up Anthony Fumagalli. Instead, he did not. That one just missing on the inside half of the plate. And it's ball 4 to Anthony Fumagalli, and the bases are loaded for Caleb Durbin.
You know what? I think he changed his mind. I think he changed his mind. That's going to strike all night long, though. That's going to strike all night long. I was ready to write K in my book, and then the umpire lets up.
Instead, the plot thickens. Here's Durbin, 0 for 2 on the day. First pitch to him, a called strike on the outside half. So Burkonak finding the zone yet again after 2 walks and a single given up in the inning. Alex Steinbach on third, Cory Wright on second, Anthony Fumagalli on first base. Burkonak working from the stretch, the kick, and the 0-1. Again finds the zone in just about the same exact spot. Fastball on the low outside corner, and he's ahead 0-2. Caleb Durbin 0 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Rockford needs him here. Their leadoff man enters the game with a .232 batting average, 7 RBIs. The 0-2 with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Here it is. Check swing, did he go? The appeal he did. And Caleb Durbin strikes out with the bases loaded. Traverse City holds a 3-0 lead. That really kills Rockford's momentum as we head to the bottom half of the 5th in Traverse City. Back here in Traverse City, Rockford just left the bases loaded in the top half of the 5th. 3-0 Pitt Spitters. Rockford with very little momentum, just 1 hit on the day, and Josh Kime makes the call to the bullpen. Zach Jones on in relief of Jarrett Olson.
ERA of 4.04, 3-0 is his record on the year. 55 strikeouts against 17 walks, so you want a guy with better control. Zach Jones could be your guy. However, he's been sort of shaky in relief so far this season for Josh Kime. Looks to keep this game where it is at 3-0 after Jarrett Olson allowed 3 earned runs. All 3 runs being produced by walks.
Zach Jones, the Rockford native, as we see a dinosaur walking around the concourse here in Traverse City. One of many very interesting ballpark promotions they have going on in between innings. Their entertainment is phenomenal, I must say. We've seen everything from somebody trying to beat out a throw from the catcher on their throw down to second base to end the warm-up tosses every inning, which is very creative. That's something we haven't seen. And, you know, those in-between inning activities really get repetitive everywhere. In Traverse City, they do it great.
Yeah, that throw down promotion's a new one. I didn't see it last time, and you know, it's different than having a kid run the bases and the infield botches the play and everything. The catcher's actually trying to throw him out, but fortunately for Adam Proctor, the guy running down slipped on his first step coming from the line.
So Zach Jones will face the top of the Traverse City order. Hudson Biorik steps in now. So Jarrett Olson goes 4 innings, allows 2 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Zach Jones working from the windup. First pitch to Biorik. Fastball misses upstairs. So Biorik popped out to third base in the first inning, walked and was cut down trying to steal home plate in the third. The 1-0. Misses outside, and it's 2-0. Sun setting now over Pittsburgh Park. A beautiful evening for baseball. Comfortable temperatures hovering right around 70 degrees right on Lake Michigan. The 2-0 to Biorik. That one finds the zone, an off-speed pitch, a changeup from Jones. Catches the top half. Jones, the second-year Northwoods leaguer, pitched for Bismarck last year, now with his hometown Rockford Rivets. From the windup, the 2-1. Misses upstairs. So now it's 3-1. Zach Jones missing high this at-bat. Biorik, 47 walks on the season to just 25 Ks. Here's the 3-1. And that's ball 4. Fastball that missed inside. And it's a leadoff walk to the leadoff man. Brings up Mario Camilletti.
So same old, same old. Walks for Rockford and leading off innings with walks. We'll see if this becomes costly as Camilletti follows the leadoff man Biorik in the top spot. Camilletti's 0 for 2 today, but you know how good of a hitter he is. He's a fan favorite here in Traverse City.
One of my favorites. He's one of those guys that makes an impression on you. Just a good ball player that hustles. It's 293 in the 2 spot for Josh Rebant more often than not. Lefty against righty. Biorik takes his lead. The first pitch to Camilletti catches the outside part of the zone, called strike. Biorik is a big fella, now on first base, playing left field. He has 16 stolen bags, so everybody steals bases for Josh Rebant, including Biorik, who stands at 6'3", 210. The 0-1 to Camilletti. Misses just outside, almost in just about the same spot, but Camilletti checked his swing, and it's 1-1. Zach Jones, a tall guy. You could certainly compare him to the right-handed Chris Sale. Has his sign, sets one foot in front of the other, the 1-1. Popped up to the left side, 3 Rockford infielders converging. Who's gonna make the play? And it's off Durbin's glove. Rounding second, heading for third is Biorik. The throw into third base is not in time, and Mario Camilletti moves up to second base. What kind of a play was that? A pop-up, glances off Caleb Durbin's glove as he was bending over backwards, and it's a costly mistake for Rockford.
That was the shortstop who made that play on a ball that you would think the left fielder would get. Steinbach, and I mean, that's a tough play to get right inside the foul line, but Steinbach, rather, Durbin calling for that ball is not the right play. Trying to make a catch over his back, and hits off his glove with 2 guys around him and ends up behind everybody, and all of a sudden it's second and third, nobody out.
So that one called a double by the official scorer, even though it very clearly glanced off the glove of Durbin.
Yeah, that would not be
cooking.
a double in any other ballpark than this one.
So that's an error in my book. However, scored as a double if you're keeping up at home, and 2 runners in scoring position with no outs for Michael Slayton now. Has 25 RBIs in the 3 spot for the Pittsburghers. The first pitch to him, high and inside, ball 1. So the Rockford infield comes in, finds themselves in a jam yet again, after Rockford's offense loaded the bases in the top half of the 5th and could not convert. Caleb Durbin striking out swinging to end that inning. 3-0 Pittsburghers, bottom half of the 5th. Thanks for joining us. Crucial game for Rockford's playoff push. Jones set for the 1-0. Again, misses inside. That one a changeup. Now it's 2-0. Michael Slayton struck out and reached on a drop third strike in the first. Had a sac fly for the first run of the game in the third. Traverse City has all the momentum in this one. Rockford just 1 hit, no runs. Traverse City 3 runs on 3 hits. Scored 1 run in the third, 2 runs in the bottom half of the fourth, looking for more right now. The 2-0 to Slayton, big swing and a miss, strike 1. And Zach Jones pulled the string on that one, an off-speed pitch. Perhaps another changeup at 82 miles per hour. Slayton has 4 home runs on the season. One of the most in this lineup. Andrew Morrow has the most. He's on deck. The 2-1 now from Jones. Called strike, and it's 2-2. A fastball on the outer half.
That was a pitch to hit for Michael Slayton. 4 home runs this season, and the all-star for Traverse City homered yesterday. Could have come through in a big spot, as the Spitters have done the last 2 innings.
Big spot for the Rockford bullpen. If they want to give their offense a chance to win this game, they need to slam the door the rest of the way. Zach Jones set for the 2-2. Here it is. Just misses outside, probably by about half an inch.
Wow.
That one really looked nice from our angle, just off to the right of home plate, above the crowd, second level. That one just missing outside. Kirk Liebert tried to frame it, to no avail. Here's the payoff pitch. We'll have another one, that one chopped back to the screen. Hudson Biorik on third base after a leadoff walk, and Mario Camilletti on second base after a pop-up that was dropped by Caleb Durbin, ruled a double. Three 3-0 Pitt Spitters, bottom half of the fifth. Over in Kalamazoo, the Growlers still losing. Cory, what's the score?
4-1, Kokomo in the bottom of the fourth. Kalamazoo has runners on the corners with 2 out.
Well, Kokomo doing well for Rockford. Rockford not doing well for themselves. Down by 3, infield still in. The payoff pitch to Michael Slayton. Slapped the other way, another foul ball. And we'll have another payoff pitch. The 3-hitter for the Pitt Spitters putting up quite the battle. That's really what Traverse City does. They're patient at the plate, they draw their walks, they capitalize on their mistakes, and they have timely hits. Nothing special, a .250 team batting average, 14th in the league, middle of the road, but as we mentioned earlier, that on-base percentage is the key. Another 3-2 to Michael Slayton. It's on the way. Grounded down to third base. Kevin Cronin looks back the runner, throws on to first. Dug out of the dirt by Cory Wright. A nice play by him. And the first out is made without a run scoring. A nice play there by Kevin Cronin. Got all the way down on his knees to jam that ball between the turf and his glove. And looked back, Hudson Biorik, who dove back to the base. And that's out number 1.
Oh, and he almost ran out of time, too, making that double back. A few steps back to look off Biorik. And it's a fast guy at the plate, Slayton in the 3-hole with 16 stolen bases this season. Great job to look him back by Cronin and get the first out with no run coming across.
So in steps Andrew Morrow, the Omaha, Nebraska native. Michigan State teammate of Jarrett Olson, but Zach Jones pitching now for Rockford in relief of Olson. Working from the stretch, runners on second and third. Morrow squares, and it's a beautiful bunt, and a run will score as a result. Liebert throws on to first, and another runner coming around, and he will score. A beautifully executed bunt by Andrew Morrow. Just about as good as a sacrifice you will ever see. And the Traverse City Pitt Spitters dugout is fired up. First, Hudson Biorik scores from third base, and then Mario Camilletti came all the way from second base to score on the beautiful bunt. When Liebert threw on to first, Camilletti snuck behind the tag. A subpar throw from Cory Wright. The first pitch to Jake Wilson, grounded up the middle for a 2-out single. And Man, if you were to pick a play to describe Pitt Spitters baseball, that would be the play. Oh my goodness, that's one of the crazier plays we've seen all year.
A 2 RBI sac bunt. That was really a squeeze play when you think about it. I mean, you had both guys just coming down the line. A perfect bunt on the grass in no man's land. Pitcher and catcher both coming out. Liebert's only play was to first, and what do you know? No one's covering home plate, and the second run comes in.
And now it's 5-0 Pitt Spitters. The first pitch is a strike to Christian Faust. Certainly a frustrating game for Rockford. Leaving the bases loaded in the top half of the fifth, they've now surrendered 2 runs in back-to-back innings. 5-0 in favor of Traverse City. Wilson takes his lead off first base. The 0-1 to Faust misses low and away. So it's 1-1 now on Faust. Reached on a double, was stranded on third base in the second, walked and scored in the fourth. I can't get over that sacrifice bunt by Andrew Morrow. Scored 2 runs. The runner goes, it's a hit and run. And that pitch fouled down the line in right. Gets well out of play, and it's 1-2.
There's a kid that almost fell into the bullpen.
Oh my.
He almost fell into the bullpen for Rockford. Wow. I mean, that is Traverse City baseball at its finest. Whatever Josh Reband's doing with these guys, guy wearing a Kingfish shirt, by the way, stage right. But I mean, that's just unbelievable baseball by Josh Reband. Like, he's coming up with stuff that Rockford couldn't even attempt this entire season.
Zach Jones set for the 1-2 to Christian Faust. Runner not going. That one again slapped the other way. Giving chases. Vanderwall would drop fair. No, it won't. It bounces into the Rockford bullpen. A foul ball. We'll have another 1-2. Quick moving action makes things difficult on a guy that hasn't called many games on radio. It's good practice whenever you see Josh Reband's squad.
Yeah, welcome. Here's Traverse City for you. There you go.
It's a beautiful place. Didn't want to miss the opportunity. Last road trip of the year. It's really looking like Rockford might not have any more games here. The 1-2 to Faust. And it gets by Liebert. A pitch low and away. And Jake Wilson moves up to second base without a throw. He was going already. Took a turn for third, but headed back. Now it's 2-2 with another runner in scoring position. You think Faust will lay down a bunt?
I mean, he'll probably score with 2. Why not?
2-2 count, 2 outs, 5-0 Traverse City. The bottom half of the fifth, 2 runs were in this inning. A 2 RBI sacrifice bunt by Andrew Morrow, the cleanup hitter, I might add. Never know what you're going to see when you watch Pitt Spitters baseball. It's a thing of beauty. Baseball purists would love it. Jones set for the 2-2. It's on the way. I don't know where that one missed. Apparently outside, says Connor Kroll. Now it's 3-2. That one a nice off-speed offering. Looked like a curveball from Zach Jones. And not far enough in the zone for Kroll's liking. Jake Wilson on second base after a single and a stolen bag. Here's the 3-2. And it again gets by Kirk Liebert, and it's a walk. So Jake Wilson moves up to third base on another ball that gets by Liebert. And Faust ends up on first base. His second walk of the day. And this inning continues.
Yeah, this is a dreadful inning. A dreadful last couple of innings for Rockford. You strand the bases loaded, then give up 2 runs on a sac bunt. I mean, how could he even continue playing baseball after that?
Jake Arnold, the Peachtree, Georgia native, stepping up to some country music. Kirk Liebert steps in front of the plate to give out some signs to the Rockford middle infield with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Kevin Cronin playing behind the bag at third. Durbin and Fumagalli playing straight up, and Cory Wright holding on Christian Faust. First pitch to Jake Arnold, misses outside, a fastball. Rockford doesn't want to waste any more opportunities. They've done a very poor job of winning when Kalamazoo loses. Of course, no easy task against Traverse City, but time is running out on Rockford's season. 1-0 to Arnold. Now on a called strike, catches the lower outside corner, a delayed call from Kroll. Nonetheless, strike 1. . 5 runs on 4 hits for the Pittsbitters. No runs on 1 hit for Rockford in the bottom half of the 5th. Here's the 1-1 from Zach Jones. Fastball in the top half of the zone. Strike 2, 1-2 now. Jake Arnold 0 for 2 with a swinging strikeout in the 4th. Did not play yesterday. After the season ends, he'll head back to North Georgia, a Division II school in his home state. 1-2 with 2 outs. And Connor Kroll rings up Jake Arnold looking, and that mercifully ends the Traverse City 5th, but not before 2 score on a single sacrifice bunt by Andrew Morrow. What a play that was. And the lead is extended now to 5 for Traverse City. It's Pittsbitters 5, Rockford nothing. Welcome back to Traverse City, Michigan, where the Pittsbitters, the home team, have a 5-0 lead on a beautiful night for baseball. Thanks for joining us. In case you were just joining us, the Pittsbitters have scored in 3 consecutive innings. First 3 runs, 1 in the bottom half of the 3rd, and 2 in the bottom half of the 4th against Jarrett Olson. Stepping to the dish now is Kirk Liebert, facing Will Burkonak, and Liebert takes ball 1 inside. It'll be Liebert, Vanderwall, and Higgins against Burkonak, the tall lefty from Indiana State. Liebert takes strike 1, a fastball on the outer half, lefty against lefty matchup.
It's so hard to rebound from a 1-0 deficit against Traverse City, let alone 3-0 or 5-0. I mean, it's just not gone Rockford's way at all the past couple of days.
Zach Jones entering the game and allowing 2 runs. A big swing and a foul tip off the mask of Adam Proctor. Now it's 1-2. So Kirk Liebert 0 for 2 with 2 looking strikeouts. 1 to Andrew Hoffman, 1 to Will Burkonak.
This will be such a different game if Rockford could have gotten a couple of runs across, bases loaded, and Caleb Durbin, the leadoff man, strikes out last inning.
Very frustrating game for the Rivets. That one chopped to the left side, fielded by the third baseman Morrow. The toss across, dug out of the dirt by Arnold, and that's the first out. Score that 5-3 for the first out, brings up Jake Vanderwall.
It's got to be so convenient for Traverse City when you have guys who've been playing in the same spots all season and guys who have been with each other all season. Again, just 4 departures of the entire offensive staff, and there were guys who didn't play a whole lot. I mean, you look at who just pulled that play. Andrew Morrow has played 64 games. Jake Arnold's 47.
So here's Vanderwall, another lefty on lefty matchup. He squares the bunt, but instead takes strike 1. So 4 strikeouts now for Will Burkonak. On in relief of Andrew Hoffman, who did not allow a hit through 3 innings, but Josh Rebant is saving him from the playoffs, for the playoffs. That's no secret. The 0-1 to Vanderwall, swung on and fouled back, and it's 0-2. Matt Higgins on deck. Vanderwall is also 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. 1 swinging, 1 looking. Was 2 for 3 yesterday to increase his batting average entering today's matchup to 285. Highest it's been in a while. The 0-2 from Burakonak. Chop foul down the right side, out of play. We'll have another 0-2.
It's so hard to get back from any deficit against Traverse City because they have the best ERA in the league at 3 flat. And Rockford is third at 3.79, but Traverse City plays efficient small ball and incredible pitching behind it.
Burakonak sets. The 0-2 misses outside. Ball 1, a fastball. Almost in the right-handed batter's box to the left-handed Vanderwall. 3 consecutive lefties, Liebert, Vanderwall, and Higgins. Tall lefty Burakonak to Vanderwall. That one hit through the left side, knocked down by Morrow, and he doesn't even throw, so Jake Vanderwall reaches on an infield single.
And Morrow shedded his glasses on that play. Good job preventing him from going to the outfield, but it results in a base hit nonetheless for Vanderwall. Rockford's second hit of the game.
Just second. And that's really told the story. Rockford not capitalizing on opportunities. Caleb Durbin striking out to end the 5th inning with the bases juiced. Now Rockford looking to manufacture something. Running out of time here in Traverse City. Here's Matt Higgins, the first pitch to him. Really hit well to right field. Going back is Daniel Head, and he makes the running catch. He had to run back in his steps, a few steps in front of the track. That one looked like a lot of trouble, but Head chases it down for the second out.
That's a hard hit ball from Higgins. Exit velocity is probably in the triple digits for that one, and Higgins just can't get it out. It's not a big hitter's park here in Traverse City. Pretty deep to right center field where Higgins hit that baseball. Easy play for Head.
So it's up to Alex Steinbach to not waste the 1-out single by Jake Vanderwall. First righty for the Rivets this inning, and he calls time. What a relief outing it's been for Will Burakonak. First striking out the side in the 4th, and then stranding the bases loaded for Rockford in the 5th. First pitch to Steinbach, called strike, an off-speed offering catches the outside corner. Should Steinbach reach, Tom Jostin awaits on deck. Every game is a must-win for Rockford down the stretch. Here's the 0-1. That one fouled off the foot of Steinbach. An off-speed pitch, he was out ahead of it, but fouled it right into the ground. Unfortunately for him, catches a piece of his foot, and he's shaking it off a little bit.
In Traverse City, the playoff system of the Northwoods League might not benefit them because, yes, they play every game at home aside from game 1 of the first series, but it's a 3-game series to begin, then a single game rest of the way, the final 2 rounds. And that single game could actually hurt them because, you know, if one team could just get a fluke victory against them at home, which that's what it is in many ways, a fluke victory, an off day for Traverse City, they've eliminated them.
The 0-2 to Steinbach, the runner goes, swing and a miss, so it doesn't matter. And that is now 5 strikeouts for the big lefty Will Burakonak, and he strands Jake Vanderwall on first base. What else is new? Another runner stranded for Rockford, and the score remains Pit Spitters 5, Rockford zip, heading to the bottom half of the 6th. Back here in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan. Larry Larson alongside Cory Berberian, and this game certainly has been far from beautiful for the Rockford Rivets.
Just watch that sacrifice bunt play for Traverse City that scored 2 runs, a play that no Major League manager would probably ever call, and it works, and that's how ugly it's been for Rockford.
Zach Jones out there for his second inning of relief. 5-0 Traverse City in the bottom half of the 6th. The Pittsbitters clinched their playoff spot long ago. Rockford still in the hunt. The first pitch to Daniel Head, big swing and a miss on a fastball. Foul tip, strike 1. It'll be Daniel Head, Adam Proctor, and Hudson Bajorek. 8-9-1 in the Pittsbitters order here in the 6th inning. Looking for some more insurance, as if they need it. Their bullpen has been lights out. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch on the outer half. And Jones is quickly ahead on Head, 0-2.
It was Head who had the big 2 RBI single back in the 4th.
The windup and the 0-2. 3 swings and misses results in the first out of the inning as Jones retires Head on strikes. Really nice at bat for Zach Jones, mixing the fastball in with off-speed pitches and every part of the plate.
Good start for him in this frame, Zach Jones, after a tumultuous 5th inning. Allows the first 2 men to get on base. They both score on that sac bunt play. Does strand 2, but in all allows 4 guys on base and gives up 2 runs.
So in steps Adam Proctor, the left-handed batter. Fouls the first pitch well out of the stadium behind us over the luxury boxes. In case you're just joining us, it's been all Traverse City. They've scored in 3 consecutive innings, 1 run in the 3rd, 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. The 0-1 just a bit outside. It gets well by Kirk Liebert. He had to dive for it and still missed it. A fastball that missed the right-handed batter's box against the lefty Proctor. Zach Jones, the right-hander from Rockford University, playing for his hometown Rockford Rivets this summer. 5-0 Pittsbitters, bottom half of the 6th. The 1-1 bounced in there. And that's ball 2 on Adam Proctor. Traverse City backstop walked and scored in the 3rd. Chopped out to first to end the 4th inning. Just barely lost a foot race to Cory Wright. Hitters count now. Here's the 2-1. Hit well to center. Going back is Matt Higgins. He calls off Jake Vanderwall and makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. That one struck well by Proctor, but to the wrong part of the ballpark. It's 400 to center field here at Pittsbitters Park. 320 down both of the lines, so all things considered, not a hitter's park. One of the bigger ballparks in the league, up there with Rivets Stadium.
Yep. And that ball was hit more toward the gap in right center, but it hung up way too long. Plenty of launch angle on that.
So here's Hudson Bajorek, the top of the order for Traverse City. Zach Jones from the windup and the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 1. Bajorek has 2 walks, doing what a leadoff hitter does best. Now 49 walks on the season. Nearly double the amount of strikeouts he has on the entire season. An off-speed offering catches the outside corner for Jones, and now it's 1-1. Great atmosphere for baseball here at Pittsbitters Park. Crowded Thursday evening. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss from Hudson Bajorek on a fastball that was upstairs. Some high cheese from Zach Jones. Now it's 1-2. Want to play guess the attendance? The 1-2 to Hudson Bajorek popped up over our heads.
2,300.
2,300. I'm sure we'll get an official number after the game.
Yep.
As a foul ball is caught in the concourse by a fan, gives it to an older relative of his. Maybe not even a relative, but a nice moment shared right below our booth. Baseball, family affair. Another 1-2 to Hudson Bajorek. High and inside, ball 2. Fastball that is a little bit of chin music to the Pittsbitters left fielder. Hudson Biorik, the Auburn, Washington native, attends Wofford. And the 2-2, a curveball that gets Liebert out of his crouch and had to tumble to catch that ball. Nobody on base though, and we'll have a payoff pitch. 3-2 count, 2 outs on the Traverse City leadoff hitter. Curveball just misses inside, and it's ball 4. Hudson Biorik draws his 3rd walk of the day. So now that's his 50th walk of the season to just 25 strikeouts. So he doubles his walks to his strikeouts. Here's Mario Camilletti.
You wonder why he bats leadoff for Josh Rebant. 3 walks today for Biorik, and he gets on base. And what do you know? First time he got on base, he tried to steal home and was caught by inches. Second time he came around to score. Wouldn't surprise me if he scored again.
Camilletti wears number 1, stepping in, the Sterling Heights, Michigan native. First pitch to him. Fastball outside, ball 1. Hudson Biorik not going anywhere with the pitch. We saw him steal a base back in the 3rd, and attempt to steal home in that same inning. Camilletti, the open stance from the left-handed batter's box. Jones set for the 1-0, here it is. This one skied to left field. Shallow left, Caleb Durbin, the shortstop, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. So Zach Jones strands a 2-out walk and makes quick work of the Pitt Spitters order in the bottom half of the 6th. The score remains 5-zip. Back here in beautiful Traverse City, Michigan at Pitt Spitters Park, where Traverse City leads the Rockford Rivets 5-0. Thanks for joining us. It's a crucial matchup for Rockford's playoff hopes. Things certainly not looking good. However, Kalamazoo losing 4-1 to Kokomo. So Josh Rebant goes to the bullpen yet again. This time it's a right-hander, John Bucalaire.
Bucalaire from Dearborn, Michigan, from Madonna University. ERA of 5.23. His last appearance against Green Bay 5 days ago got just 1 out and allowed 5 earned runs. So maybe a good sign for the Rivets. Last time he faced Rockford was on July 27th in the stadium. Allowed 3 earned runs in 1 inning, a game that his team won 5-4. That being said, a guy who's been rattled a little bit recently, Bucalaire, the 6'2" junior, facing 6, 7, and 8 in the Rockford lineup.
Perhaps an opportunity for Rockford to get some late runs on the board in the top half of the 7th. Here's Tom Jostin to face the right-handed Bucalaire. Long stretch, comes set, the first pitch to Jostin. Fastball misses outside, so the final line on Burakonak Goes 3 innings, allows just 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Did an especially nice job to avert a bases-loaded crisis in the 5th inning. The 1-0 to Jostin. Misses in the same exact spot, a fastball outside to the Rockford DH. Hitless today, walked in the 2nd, was stranded on first base. Grounded out to 2nd in the 5th. Jostin will head to UCF in the fall. 2-0 fouled straight back. Jostin swinging away on 2-0. Now it's 2-1.
At some point, someone's got to spark offense for Rockford, you would think. Jostin's certainly capable of doing that.
You would think. The 2-1 to Jostin. Big swing and a miss on a ball that was well low of the zone. Bucalaire doing a nice job of pulling the string, and now it's 2-2.
You're facing 2 pitchers after Hoffman with ERAs of 5 or more. Burakonek 5 flat and Bucalaire more than 5.
Number 2 set for the 2-2. And Tom Jostin is rung up on a fastball on the outside corner. Tom Jostin not happy with the call, making that clear to home plate umpire Connor Kroll. But nonetheless, it's the first out of the inning and the first strikeout for John Bucalaire.
Well, the fan said, "Good eye, Blue, good eye." I don't know if you heard it, but the fan approves of that strikeout call.
Something you don't hear of often.
You know, it's a low strike, but they've been getting the calls for both teams all day long. Rockford's been burned by that numerous times today.
In steps the left-handed Cory Wright, who has 1 of 2 Rockford hits on the day, fouls the first pitch back over the screen. So Cory Wright singled in the 5th and stole second base, but was stranded there when Durbin struck out with the bases loaded. That was the biggest threat Rockford had going all day. No runs on 2 hits. Traverse City has 5 runs on 4 hits. 5-0 Traverse City in the top half of the 7th. Time running out for Rockford in this game and the season to make the playoffs. Need to get something going now rather than later. Pitch to Cory Wright. Called strike. The low inside corner. Now it's 0-2. Bucalaire working quickly. Looking in for his sign with the ball behind his back. Staring for the sign from Adam Proctor. He has it. Comes set at the cap. The 0-2. Another fastball misses low and away. A lot of pitchers rock the long socks for Traverse City, a look that I like a lot. No stirrups, but long black socks. Going with the color scheme of red, black, and white for the Pittsburghers with accents of blue at times. The 1-2 to Cory Wright, swung and missed on the dirt. And that's out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for John Bucalaire.
So Rockford today, after striking out 18 times, tied for most of any Northwoods League team in 2019, has already gone down 9 times today. Rockford just cannot put the ball in play, and it's killed them in today's game. Struck out to end the 5th inning when they had the bases loaded, the tying run on base. And what do you know, 2 straight strikeouts to begin the 7th off the new pitcher, who allowed 5 runs in 1/3 of the inning his last appearance.
Of those 9 strikeouts, 5 of them looking. Not what you want. Here's Kevin Cronin, righty against righty, the first pitch to him. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. So Rockford hasn't been happy with the strike zone, but you can't wait for your pitch. You gotta swing at anything close on 2 strikes, and Rockford has struggled with that the last 2 games. Kevin Cronin 0 for 2 on the day, lined out to the pitcher Hoffman back in the 3rd inning and flew out to right in the 5th. He swings at one that was well outside of the zone. His bat couldn't reach that pitch, and he's quickly behind 0-2. That one a fastball that was low and outside. Bucalaire looking to strike out the side. It would be the 2nd time that a Pittsburghers pitcher has accomplished this feat today. Cronin 1 for 13 as a Rockford Rivet this year, rejoining the team for his 2nd stint as of late. The Orland Park native in the south suburbs. Here's the 0-2. Fastball right down the middle, and Kevin Cronin is rung up. The 2nd looking strikeout of the inning, the 6th of the day, the 10th strikeout total. we could go on and on as John Buclair strikes out the side for the second time of the day, and it's still 5-0 Pit Spitters. Back in Traverse City, Michigan, 5-0 Pit Spitters. As we head to the bottom half of the 7th, Josh Keim again tabs the bullpen. This time it's Mitch Rogers.
Rogers with an ERA of 3.6. He's allowed 2 earned runs in 5 innings pitched, most recently against Madison. Back on Sunday in the loss, he allowed 1 run in 1 inning pitched. His only win of the season coming at Kalamazoo on August the 1st, 1 scoreless inning. An 11-8 win in which Rockford used 5 pitchers in that game. So Rogers on to stop the bleeding. Spitters didn't score in the 6th after putting up runs in 3 straight frames. They got a 5-0 lead in the 7th.
So Mitch Rogers on in relief of Zach Jones, who went 2 innings, allowed 2 earned runs, 2 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Rogers, the right-hander from Clarksville, Tennessee, and Western Carolina. The first pitch to Michael Slayton, driven high in the air, deep left field, but Alex Steinbach has a beat on it, a few steps in front of the track for the first out of the inning. Slayton gave that one a ride, but just got under it just a little bit.
You see the way that Steinbach was backing up, just tiptoeing his way all the way back to the warning track, and a long way to go when he made the catch.
What my coaches always taught me was sprint to a spot, don't drift. But when you're that close to the wall, Steinbach not super close to the wall, but a few steps. You don't want to sprint into the wall and create a problem for yourself. Here's Andrew Morrow, the first pitch to him. High off-speed pitch for ball 1. Morrow had that beautiful sacrifice bunt where 2 runs came around to score. Mario Camilletti scored from second base, and Hudson Biorik scored from third. A suicide squeeze that worked to perfection. He takes ball 2 in on the hands, a fastball. Before that, he had 2 swinging strikeouts. So anybody in this Pit Spitters lineup can play any role. 2-0 again, high and inside, and it's 3-0. So Mitch Rogers quickly behind the cleanup batter. Rogers working quickly, the 3-0, misses the same exact spot, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Brings up Jake Wilson.
Now in for the Pit Spitters, number 23, Evan
8 walks on the day for Rockford. The walks responsible for the majority of the Traverse City runs. 4 of their 5 runs were from walks that began. So many walks with no outs or 1 out. You just can't do that.
No unearned runs today for the Rockford staff. That's probably something on the bright side, I suppose. The first pitch to Jake Wilson, a fastball that misses outside. Wilson, a left-handed batter. Lefty against righty matchup. Rogers a righty. Jarrett Olson started the game for Rockford, the left-handed pitcher for Michigan State. The 1-0 to Wilson. Line to right, it'll drop in front of Vanderwall for a base hit. Moving up to second is Andrew Morrow, and aboard with a 1-out single is Jake Wilson. So the line keeps on turning for the Pit Spitters, looking for more insurance. Already up 5-0 in the bottom half of the 7th.
You know, that was not Jake Wilson. That was Evan Madej.
Oh.
Playing his first game since June 29th, back on the Spitters roster.
Nice catch there, Cory.
I just saw that. So
appreciate you.
Madej pinch hitting.
We'll write that down in our scorebook. Meanwhile, here's Christian Faust with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch to him. Fastball that just misses outside, ball 1. So we were talking about players that left the team. Just 4 position players, well, 1 of them returning. So make it 3 position players that have left the team permanently. Just 6 pitchers have left for Josh Rebans. Here's the 0-1 to Faust, high and inside. He leans away from that fastball, 2-0.
Well, Ryan Happy no longer on the team, which is why Adam Proctor is playing today. Happy, almost everyday catcher, he's no longer there, and Madej takes his spot back out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Hope College.
Mitch Rogers checks on the runner, set for the 2-0, high and inside. That seems to be his spot this inning. And it's 3-0.
You know, that was a lineup change that was made after I wrote in on my stats this morning on the bus ride here. So that was a very recent thing. Madej coming back to Traverse City.
3-0 to Faust. Fastball that catches the top half of the zone. Strike 1. It's been a rough stretch for Mitch Rogers. Leadoff walk to Morrow, followed by a single to Evan Madej, and falls behind 3-1 on Faust. Here's the pitch. It's ball 4, high and inside yet again, you guessed it. Now the bases are juiced for Jake Arnold. No action in the Rockford bullpen just yet. Now it looks like there's some stirring. We'll get a name and number, but first Adam Carey comes out from the dugout for a visit with the Western Carolina Pirate.
Hate to break it to you, but it's Western Carolina Catamounts.
Catamounts?
East Carolina's the Pirates.
Well, shoot. I got mixed up there. Wild guess.
Either way, Jake Arnold coming up, and bases loaded, 1 out, and you guessed it, 2 walks and a pinch hit single, bring the bases loaded for Traverse City. They can get production from everyone in their lineup, and they can win in this game with no swings of the bat. It's just, they play so well into the hands of Rockford's mistakes. And there have been no errors in this game, although in my book there's been a couple. I mean, just the walks are the mistakes that Rockford makes, and Traverse City will never fail to capitalize, it seems.
And quite frankly, it's kind of draining to watch.
It really is.
Rockford not capitalizing on opportunities. Their one big opportunity, they left the bases loaded in the 5th inning. And errors, walks aplenty. Down 5-0 in the bottom of the 7th. Traverse City threatening for more. The bases loaded for Jake Arnold, who's 0 for 3. So you might say he's due. Morrow on 3rd, Evan Madej on 2nd, Christian Faust on 1st base. From the stretch, Mitch Rogers, the first pitch. Misses low and outside, ball 1. Nowhere to put Jake Arnold.
Wonder if Madej's in our Traverse City baseball cards. So it's Kevin Cronin-like situation, the guy coming back after missing for a month plus.
1-0, again low and outside. Nice stop by Kirk Liebert, reaching below his shin guards for that fastball. I think it's John Seslowski getting loose in the Rockford bullpen, if I'm not mistaken. Bullpens outside of foul territory, something that's very rare in the league. Madison also has that. A few other teams, but usually bullpens that are in play. Mitch Rogers set for the 2-0. Here it is. That one catches the outside part of the plate. Connor Kroll with the delayed call. Now it's 2-1. Got a score update for us?
4-3 Kokomo in the 6th inning against Kalamazoo. Top of the 6th.
Getting late 7-inning doubleheaders in the Northwoods League. 2-1 from Rogers to Arnold, a big swing and a miss. Now it's 2-2. That one was a vanishing off-speed pitch. Maybe a curveball at 71, says the radar gun on the scoreboard. Maybe a little bit faster than that, but nonetheless, it did its job. A strikeout here would be huge. Bases loaded, 1 out, 2-2 count on Jake Arnold. He steps out, adjusts his batting gloves. Maybe superstitious, gives his bat a good look. Says, come on, do your job here. Arnold has 13 RBIs on the season. The only player without 20 in the Pitt Spitters lineup today. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball that's knocked down by Kirk Liebert. A beautiful stop on a curveball that nearly got away. And now it's a full count with nowhere to put Arnold. Dusk has descended on Traverse City, Michigan. Sun setting at 9 o'clock or later here in the western part of the Eastern Standard Time Zone. Of course, we're in Eastern Daylight Time here in the summer. Mitch Rogers set for the 3-2 to Jake Arnold. The kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a nice off-speed pitch. Got him swing. That's the first strikeout of the day for Mitch Rogers. Second out of the inning. And that one was a beaut.
Beautiful. Up and in that, up and out rather. That probably would have been ball 4 had he took the pitch. But a great job by Rogers to fan Arnold, who struck out 3 times today. A risky pitch that he threw, and he got rewarded.
So now it's up to Daniel Head with the bases juiced. 2 outs, 5-0 Pitt Spitters in the bottom half of the 7th, looking for more with the bases loaded. A big swing and a miss on the first pitch to Head. Strike 1. That one dropped by Kirk Liebert, but he recovered quickly. Quite the setup in Traverse City. Coming to you from a suite. The beautiful view of home plate. Serving as our broadcast booth. The 0-1 to Daniel Head with the bases loaded. Misses high and outside, ball 1.
Same pitch that he struck out on Arnold last time out, so we can confirm it would have been ball 4. Although with the strike zones in the league, you never know.
Daniel Head, the Washington State native, one of 2 on this roster, takes low and away. Now it's 2-1. Mitch Rogers certainly struggling with control this inning. Walked Andrew Morrow after retiring Michael Slayton to start the inning. Allowed an Evan Madej pinch hit single. And then another walk to Christian Foss. Struck out Jake Arnold swinging, and here we are. 2 outs, the bases loaded. 2-1 pitch. Curveball that misses outside again. 3-1 now on the New Mexico State Aggie.
Rogers battled back and struck out Arnold last time. 3-1 though on Head. He's got to throw a strike here.
Head already has a 2 RBI single in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Line to center, will it drop? Coming on Higgins, he dives. Did he make the play? Yes, he did. What a diving play by the Rockford center fielder, Matt Higgins, making the transition from left to center this evening. And retires Daniel Head with the bases loaded. What a clutch diving catch by Matt Higgins, and that ends the inning. The score remains Pitt Spitters 5, Rockford nothing. They've got their work cut out for them, headed to the top half of the 8th. Welcome back to Traverse City, Michigan, where the Pitt Spitters are up 5-0 on the Rockford Rivets. Here's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. An important matchup for the Rockford Rivets. Kokomo defeated Kalamazoo earlier today in the first half of a doubleheader. Currently, Kokomo up 5-3 in the top half of the sixth at Homer Stryker. That's a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll get to more in a minute. Over to Cory Berberian.
8th inning, 5-0 Traverse City. Larry, a great job as always. Anthony Fumagalli, who has grounded out and walked. He's 0 for 1 today. Right-handed batter against the righty Andrew Nelson for Traverse City, new pitcher out of Olivet Nazarene. Sets at the belt from the stretch of the first pitch. Fastball foul to the screen, a high fastball. No balls and a strike. The numbers on Nelson, ERA of 3.60, whip of 1.2, 14th appearance out of the bullpen. No decisions so far. Last pitch against Green Bay on Saturday. Went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 base hit and a walk, but no runs. No balls and a strike on Fumagalli, righty on righty. Rockford trails 5-0 top of the 8th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball hooks in for a strike, a 12-6 break, and it falls at the belt, 0-2.
More looks at the out-of-town scoreboard. Battle Creek losing 8-5 to Fond du Lac. And Wisconsin Rapids up 4-1 on Madison in a big matchup in the Great Lakes West. And of course, here in Traverse City, 5-0 Pitt Spitters.
0-2 on Fumagalli, the pitch. Slider bounces low and away off the plate into the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fumagalli followed by Durbin and Liebert. Here in the 8th inning, Rockford no runs on 2 hits, no errors. Traverse City 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Andrew Nelson, the 4th pitcher used for the Spitters, facing Fumagalli. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rockford's number 9 hitter. Sets at the letters, now puts his glove at the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit on the ground, a high chop past the mound. The shortstop for Slayton above the bag, throws to first in time. And Fumagalli out by a step. 1 away, top of the 8th, a 5-0 Traverse City lead.
So one score that we forgot, Kenosha 7, Wisconsin Woodchucks 0. There was an interesting tweet this morning that we came across on the bus. We're going to get to it. The Kenosha Kingfish tweeted this out. I'm pulling it up right now as we speak.
As the logical song plays, it's a not very logical situation for Kenosha right now.
They tweeted out playoff scenarios.
Here's Caleb Durbin. First pitch from Nelson is a breaking ball that falls just high for ball 1.
So they tweeted, in case you're wondering what it would take for the Kingfish to sneak into the Northwoods League Baseball playoffs. 1, Kingfish need to finish the season 4-0. That's a given. 2, Kalamazoo needs to finish 0-6.
Well, 0-1 so far. 1 ball, no strikes on Liebert, who's 0 for Durbin is 0 for 3. Up and in, 2-0.
3, Kokomo needs to finish 5-1. And sweep Kalamazoo in a 4-game series they have going on right now. 4, Traverse City needs to finish 4-0. That would get them to the wins record in the Northwoods League. And 5, Rockford needs to finish 1-3, not 0-4, 1-3.
2-0 the pitch. Fastball grounded foul, third base side, 2-1. Well, that's certainly possible if Rockford loses both these games here and splits with Kokomo. And that's what they said. Kokomo's got to win, what, 5 of their last 6, did they say? What was Kokomo's record in that scenario?
It was 6-1 or 5-1.
5-1. Okay.
They need to lose 1 game to Rockford.
Why? I don't know. 2 balls and a strike on Caleb Durbin. Righty on righty. Nelson holds at the belt. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball high and inside, ball 3. We're looking at the overall records right now. Traverse City with 49 wins, forget about them. Kalamazoo with 34 wins, Rockford 33, Kenosha with 31. So let's say this all works out. Kalamazoo wins no games after this, right? So they finish at 34. Rockford wins 1 game, they're at 34. Kingfish win 4, they're at 35. That actually makes sense. 3-1 pitch. Swinging a foul ball and a breaking pitch, 3-2. So if Kokomo were to win all of their games, that would mean Rockford would lose all of their games, right? So I think that Kokomo can still win all their games and Kenosha can make it. I don't think that exactly has to end up that way. Because Kokomo cannot make the playoffs.
I'm no mathematician. Don't ask me.
We'll ask James Stanley. 3-2 on Durbin. Here's the pitch. Fastball low for ball 4 and a 6-pitch walk to Caleb Durbin. His first time on the bases today. One out base runner for the Rivets here in the 8th, a 5-0 Traverse City lead.
So you mentioned Caleb Durbin. That's his first time on base today. Polar opposites with his counterpart, Hudson Bywarwick, the leadoff man for Traverse City. He's walked 3 times. 0 for 1 with 3 walks. Caleb Durbin on the other side, 0 for 3 with 1 walk. And that shows you the importance of a leadoff hitter getting on base. It really provides a spark to the rest of the lineup.
Lefty batter Kirk Liebert, who's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. First pitch is a changeup low from Andrew Nelson for ball 1. Pitch speed of 75 miles an hour. Jake Vanderwall is waiting on deck. Liebert looking for his first hit of the game. Both his strikeouts have been of the looking variety. 1 ball, no strikes. Nelson from the stretch holds at the belt with Durbin on first. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball's fouled back to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kirk Liebert. 5-0 Traverse City over Rockford. Here in the top of the 8th. Kokomo leads Kalamazoo 5-3, bottom 6. Of course, if Kalamazoo were to, for some reason, go 0-6 to end the season, Rockford will still need to win 2 games, which would mean either 2 in Kokomo or 1 in each series. And we'll tell you why 2 in Kokomo might not be a given. 1-1 on Kirk Liebert. Nelson sets with Durbin on first and 1 out. Here's the pitch. Changeup is fouled away. Well, Rockford plays Kokomo. Nice catch by a fan. If Kokomo, that's a long applause for a fan making a catch, unlike something I've ever seen. So if Rockford ends their season playing at Kokomo on a Sunday, Rockford is 1-9 on Sundays this season, so it's not a given that they'll beat Kokomo twice.
So they'll have to do the unthinkable and win on Sunday.
Their only win has come against Kokomo on a Sunday, back at Rivet Stadium on a walk-off. A Cam McDonald walk-off single.
Never know.
Throw back to first, and Durbin up sliding with no tag on 1 and 2. Andrew Nelson in his first inning of relief at the plate. John Bucalaire struck out the side in the 7th, and for his efforts was rewarded with not having to pitch the 8th. Hoffman went 3 innings scoreless. Burakonek 3 innings scoreless, and Bucalaire struck out the side in the 7th. Now Andrew Nelson, the righty from Wheaton, Illinois, facing Liebert with a 1-2 count with 1 away. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit deep to right field. Back in the gap comes Head near the warning track in right center. He makes the catch on the run. That ball hung up just too much, and it's hauled down for the 2nd out of the inning.
That one just about hit as well as you could by Kirk Liebert, and have it not result in either a home run or a base hit. And Daniel Head, full extension and almost a full sprint, makes the catch. He's had not quite a busy evening out there, but 2 balls he's made catches on that were given rides. One by Kirk Liebert there and another by Matt Higgins.
Evan Madej, after pinch hitting in the last half inning, moves to center field, replacing Jake Wilson. So a clean change for Traverse City, but it's Head to make that catch in right. Now Jake Vanderwall with 2 out and 1 on. First pitch. Curveball is right down the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. I don't know what that was.
We don't like noise-making devices in this broadcast booth.
Jake Vanderwall is 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a single last time up. One of 2 Rockford hits today. He and Cory Wright, the 2 singles. Here's Nelson's 0-1 set and pitch. Inside, thrown through the legs of Vanderwall, and it's picked up on a hop by Proctor. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Did somebody say 5-hole?
What flavor on that scoop?
Not quite.
With the catcher, Adam Proctor.
Well, catchers don't get scoops.
No. This is the only stadium in the league, I think, with its own ice cream shop, with Traverse City Pittsburgh's own ice cream flavor in that shop. I'd imagine, during your middle 3 innings tomorrow, we got to pick some of that up. 1-1 pitch. Fastball low and inside for ball 2. We got everything here. The best concessions I've had so far this season are at Traverse City.
Well, you could argue best anything. Best stadium.
Best gift shop, best stadium.
Best Northwoods League team.
That's for certain.
Best stadium, best view, best setup.
2 balls and a strike to Vanderwall with Higgins on deck. 2 out, top 8, 5-0 Spitters. The pitch, runner takes off. A pitch out, throw down to second base is in time to get Durbin. He's out. A pitch was thrown high and outside, perfect for Proctor on a changeup no less, and he throws out Caleb Durbin, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Rockford trails 5-0 in Traverse City. Bottom of the 8th, 5-0 Traverse City over the Rockford Rivets. Spitters to bat against a new pitcher for Rockford, Ben Rosengard, a two-way player at UChicago, playing on the mound for the first time this season.
Yes, so he does not have any numbers for us to read off, and this is his first game in a little bit. He hasn't even played the field or had any at-bats for Rockford. But, as you mentioned, he is a two-way player at UChicago. Doesn't have any innings pitched for UChicago in his freshman year, but here he is on the mound for the Rockford Rivets and Josh Kine.
Josh Kine preserving an arm potentially. Mitch Rogers going just 1 inning in relief. Pitched a scoreless 7th, stranded 3 on base. Adam Proctor leads off against Rosengard, a right-handed hurler. Proctor, a left-handed hitting catcher, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch. And a fastball low and inside. Just off the plate for ball 1. Pitch speed of 83 on his fastball. So he throws as hard as some Rockford pitchers. Low 80s with his fastball. 1-0 pitch. Another fastball low and inside. Same spot. Same result. Ball 2. 2-0. Rosengard is a hitter, 235 in 10 games. Hasn't played in a while. Didn't play on the homestand for Rockford out of UChicago. Chicago native. 2-0 pitch. Fastball low and inside. Bounces to catcher Kirk Liebert. 3-0 on the leadoff man Adam Proctor, who has wonked already in the 9th spot to lead off an inning. Did so back in the 3rd. Reached to second base on a pass ball and scored on a sac fly by Slayton. The first Traverse City run. They lead 5-0. 3-0 pitch on the way from Rosengard. It's on the inside corner, a strike on a fastball, 3-1.
Well, I can tell you one thing about Rosengard. He's smart if he goes to UChicago. You're a sharp cookie.
The cookie deals the 3-1. Swinging a pop-up. Left field side. A couple of steps in from Steinbach and to his right. Makes the catch over his left shoulder, 1 away. And so the cookie has 1 out. Now Hudson Bajorek, who has 3 walks and a pop-out. He is 0 for 1 with 3 walks and a run scored. He's reached bases last 3 times, so Bajorek, who is among the league leaders in walks with 50 on the season against 25 strikeouts, comes to bat here against Rosengard. Righty batter, righty pitcher. Rosengard lets go the first offering. It's in there for a strike, a fastball from Rosengard. Pitch speed of 84. 0-1.
So as we've heard on the PA system, it is ALS Ice Bucket Challenge night.
0-1, curveball for a strike on the inside corner. The first breaking pitch from Rosengard at 68, 0-2.
I have not heard of that in years.
What year is it?
It is 2019. Believe it or not, you might think it's 2015.
0-2 fastball just below the knees, 1-2.
Well, after all, it is Throwback Thursday. We've heard a number of throwback hits, including Gangnam Style, which, my goodness, my mind was blown there. But it's good to see Pit Spitters raising some money for ALS, and I suppose that a few Pit Spitters are getting dunked after, you know, if this result holds after their victory.
Well, he had sign-up sheets with the certain players on the concourse. 1-2 pitch now from Rosengard. Curveball is line to center field. You're chasing back on it is Higgins, and he makes the catch. His first step was in, but then retraced it back and has the put out for the second out of the 8th inning. I guess by Throwback Thursday means songs we heard back in middle and high school, but it's okay. 2000s music has a special place in my heart.
It was a fun time in music, and really pop was the big genre, and everybody listened to it. And now the big genre is either rap or country. It really depends what you're listening to, but that's the genre of music that has taken prominence and not just pop that everybody listens to. So that's kind of unfortunate. We're not all on the same wavelength anymore, I suppose.
2 away now for Camilletti. Mario's 1 for 4. First pitch is a fastball low. Camilletti doubled and scored a run back in the 5th. He has popped out twice and flied out once. Popped the shortest last time up, did Camilletti. The DH wearing number 1 in white. 1-0 pitch. Fastball up and in for a strike. 1-1. Camilletti, the Oakland Golden Grizzly from Rochester, Michigan, out of Sterling Heights, Michigan, scored the first RBI in Traverse City history on May 28th. 1-1 pitch. And a curveball bounces for ball 2. Trey Vanderpool, one of the 4 guys no longer on the Pittsfitter team on the offensive core, was the guy who drove in Mario Camilletti against the Green Bay Booyah on May 28th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball just misses high, ball 3. Of course, Traverse City played a series in Green Bay this past week. Lost the first game 14-2 and won the second game 2-0. So they
wonder-
scored two runs both their games.
I wonder what happened there.
3-1, fastball's high, ball 4. 5-pitch walk to Camilletti. Sky was not falling after Traverse City allowed 14 runs to the Booyah. They've been just fine since.
Oh, goodness. It's weird because if you followed this Northwoods League season, you know that the Pit Spitters don't just win, but they dominate. And even in close games, it looks like they win convincingly, and tonight is a good example of that. Out 5-0, which is a good lead, but against some teams it would feel surmountable, but against the Pit Spitters it feels insurmountable.
First pitch to Michael Slayton is a fastball just outside. Michael Zavoli now catching for Kirk Liebert behind the plate, by the way. Another defensive substitution for the Rockford Rivets, giving Liebert a rest in a 5-0 game. I'd imagine Liebert will see some time tomorrow. 1 ball, no strikes on Slayton. Here's the pitch. A fastball ticks the outside corner for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, so you're wondering where was Michael Zavoli. Comes in eventually. Michael Slayton has struck out, sacked, flied, grounded out, and flied out. He's 0 for 3 with an RBI. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, can't find the outside corner again. 2 balls and a strike. Camilletti on first and 2 out. We're at the bottom of the 8th. Traverse City 5 and the Rivets no score. Traverse City looking for win number 50 on the season. They're 49-19. The wins record for a team is 52 in the league, so Traverse City has a chance to beat it. 2-1. High fastball, ball 3. Wisconsin Rapids owns the record with 52 wins and 22 losses. Or
When was
20
that
losses,
set?
I believe 2017. So Traverse City in their first season looking to win 53. If they win out all 4 games, including today, that would be 53. 3-1 pitch to Slayton. Rosengard deals. Fastball is in there for a strike. 3-2.
Now, did Wisconsin Rapids win the title that year? That's a big question that begs to be asked.
That is a big question that begs to be asked, and I have the answer. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Michael Slayton.
Research department working hard.
Research department is on it. I have your answer. 3-2's fouled to the right side, out of play to the playground in right field. No, the berm. They lost in the second round against Battle Creek.
Oof.
By a
And
6-1 score.
That was back when the playoffs were more 3-game series. The first game was a 1-game playoff, and then the rest were 3-game series. And Battle Creek won the title that year, if I'm not mistaken.
The Battle Creek was the champions in 2011, not 2017.
Oh, well, I was close.
They made it far that year. 3-2 pitch to Slayton. Swinging a ball hit back out the middle, a base hit past second base. Rolls to center field where Higgins cuts it off. Camilletti running on the play goes to third as Slayton takes first. They're on the corners against Rosengard. A single for Michael Slayton. First base knock of the game for him. Traverse City 6th.
Well, Rosengard was holding his own. 2 quick outs as he got Proctor and Biorik to fly out, and then things started to come off the wagon, I suppose, when he walked Camilletti, and that shakes your confidence a little bit and then allows a single there to Slayton. Just got to settle down a little bit. Rosengard certainly a capable pitcher. Gotten 2 outs against a dangerous Pit Spitters lineup. Just 1 away from getting his team back on offense.
Adams Andrew Morrow lines the first pitch to right center, down toward the gap, a base hit. Vanderwall cuts it off as Camilletti comes in to score. Slayton goes to third, and Morrow's on at first. An RBI single for the cleanup man for Traverse City, his 3rd RBI and his first base hit. 6-0 Pit Spitters in the 8th.
This team just does not stop. And if you followed them at all through this Northwoods League campaign, you know that. They're relentless. They're winning, but they don't care. They're going to keep turning. They're going to keep turning the wheels and churning out runs. And now they've got the base runner parade going because, you know, a hit parade would be an inappropriate term because these guys just get on base. That's what they do best.
Evan Madej fouls off the first pitch off Zavoli's mask into the right, 0-1. So Madej pinch hit and singled back in the 7th, stranded there as Rockford left 3 on base in the last frame. 6-0 Pit Spitters, bottom 8. Rosengard facing the lefty Madej, Rosengard a right-hander. Runner takes off to Morrow, pitches in the dirt. Zavoli blocks it in front of him, but Morrow takes second base. Runners go to second and third with 2 out. Madej 1 for 1 out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. And Hope College, Evan Madej. Wearing number 23 in white and red. His first game back after missing more than a month. Off the team, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fastball grounded between short and third, moving to his right. Durbin, tough play from the deep dirt. Throw on to first, right in the stretch, not in time. Madej beats it out. Infield single for Evan Madej as Slayton comes home to score. The throw from Durbin was late as he backed up on that ball and waited for the hop, and it's 7-0 Spitters.
What's next? No breaks for Rockford. That was no fault of Durbin's. He had to wait for that ball, chopped high in the air. That's what you get with this turf field. Those are bounces you just simply don't get on real grass. And Durbin kind of jumped or had to wait for that one to come down. A hard throw to first, and it was a good one. But Madej just too quick. Another run scores.
They're on the corners again for Christian Foss. First pitch. Airmail's over his head, thrown behind him, and Zavoli has the catch for ball one. Christian Foss has doubled and walked 3 times. 1 for 1 with a run scored. One of 2 players who have walked 3 times for Traverse City. He and Hudson Bajorek. Pitch gets behind Zavoli through his legs, and a run comes home from Morrow. Madej taking off for third base. Zavoli throws down, and it is attacked from Cronin. He dropped the baseball. Had him out by 5 feet, but Cronin bobbled and dropped the baseball. Morrow comes home to score, and Madej takes third on a ball that went right through the wickets of Zavoli. 2-0 on Christian Foss, and it's 8-0 Traverse City, 2 out in the 8th.
Well, now Rockford has pretty much shot themselves in the foot at any chance of winning this game. You can kiss this one goodbye, and they're another game closer to elimination. Of course, I think Kalamazoo's still losing in the late stages, 7-3 now.
A high fly ball to shallow left center. Coming on Higgins, he makes the catch on the run. That retires the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left in the 8th. More insurance for the Spitters as if they needed it. 8-0 going to the 9th. One last chance for Rockford. 8-0 Traverse City, top of the 9th. A new pitcher for the Spitters, Sam Benschotter.
Benschotter, the righty from Michigan State. He's appeared in 3 games, all relief appearances, 3 1/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 5 runs, all of which were earned on 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 1 walk. But he's got an 0-1 record and an ERA that is highly inflated, 13.50.
First pitch to Jake Vanderwall is a swing and a miss, 15 facing 15. No balls and a strike. Vanderwall's 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Vanderwall, Higgins, Steinbach, 3, 4, and 5 in the Rockford order, top of the 9th. An 8-0 Spitter lead. Looking for a 14th shutout this season. 0-1 pitch now. Fastball is whipped high and outside, ball 1. At 89 miles an hour from Sam Benschotter, the Michigan State Spartan. So a Spartan opens the game for Rockford and may close the game against Rockford. 1-1 pitch. Fastball swing and a miss right down the middle, 1-2. So Jared Olson got the start for Rockford, went 4 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, in line for the loss. In line for the win would likely be Wilbur Konak, who went 3 innings after Hoffman went the first 3 for Traverse City. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Vanderwall. Here's the pitch. Fastball is low and inside, a take, 2-2. The hardest throwing pitcher we've seen so far today. The fastball reaching 90 on that last offering. 2-2 on Vanderwall, 7 home runs, 36 RBIs, leads the Rockford team. 285 batting average coming in. Benschotter winds and deals the 2-2. Fastball swinging a liner to left field. Back on it goes Bjork near the warning track. Looks over his head. It one hops off the top of the wall. Vanderwall takes off for second. Now goes to third base. Throw cut off and short by Slayton. Throw down to third. Head high slag by Vanderwall is not in time. He's out. Vanderwall sliding head first, so got the double, but he's out at third base. Not sure why he tried to take off for third.
So now it looks like Josh Keim is arguing with the third base umpire, Bryce Patrick, who did not make the call. So Carl Gieske, the first base umpire, made the call at third base. Give me a break, dude. I mean, come on.
What?
I think Vanderwall was out.
Oh, I think so,
but
too.
it was very close. And another not great piece of base running by Jake Vanderwall. You never want to make the first out at third base.
Higgins swings through the first pitch fastball, 0-1. 92 on that fastball. You know, just get on second base. Why are you trying to stretch it for 3 in the 9th inning? It's 8-0. 1-1 pitch. Fastball is just off the inside corner, 1-1. I mean, it's a double either way. And it'll count for part of your batting average, but it doesn't help the team. 1 ball, 1 strike to Higgins. And the pitch. Fastball in the dirt ball, too. You want to break a shutout if you're Rockford, and that's the perfect way to begin the 9th inning. And Jake Vanderwall was dead as a doornail going to third base. We all knew he'd be out. Save a drop throw. 2-1s fouled off by Higgins, 2-2. And he almost got around the tag, no less. Was not a good play tagging him by Morrow as he slid head first.
That was just, you hit the ball to the left field side. So that's going to already be an advantage if you're going to head to third base for the defense. And they got it into the cutoff man, Slayton, who was on the infield.
Higgins sends one foul to left. This one is off the dirt and into the bullpen, 2-2. No one can get that foul ball. Not the first time we've seen Vanderwall with a miscue on the base pass, getting maybe too greedy. The multi-year Rockford Rivet. So 2-2 on Higgins, 1 out and nobody on. 8-0 Traverse City. Alex Steinbach waiting on deck. Lefty batter against the righty pitcher, Sam Benschotter. The Spartan deals the 2-2 to Higgins. Fastball is foul tipped off Adam Proctor. Couldn't hold on. Ends up rolling to the backstop. Looking ahead toward tomorrow's game. It's a 7:05 start between Traverse City and Rockford. It's not over yet for the Rivets, but it's pretty darn close.
I hear the fat lady singing.
Kyle Jones for Traverse City. Jordan Nelson for the Screws. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch to Higgins. Fastball grounded foul, third base side. And Kyle Jones, a guy who back in June had a complete game 2-hit shutout versus the Rivets here at Pitt-Spitters Park. So he's 6-2 on the year. He's the second best starter for Traverse City. Yeah, second best, and he's 6-2 with an ERA of 2.52. Second best. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and Higgins sends one a broken bat back to the pitcher at 2 hops. Benschotter, who throws him out. 2 away. And the batter is Alex Steinbach with Rockford out of their final out of this ball game. Kyle Jones, who most recently had a 6 scoreless innings versus the Green Bay Booyah, and pitch against Rockford, allowed 3 runs on 4 innings pitched in a game that his team won late 6-4 back on July 28th at this ballpark. So he's faced Rockford 4 times this season. Familiar with them, the freshman from Toledo. First pitch to Steinbach, swing and a miss through a curveball. 0-1. Of course, for Jordan Nelson, most recently made a relief appearance. 4 1/3 innings just yesterday. So it might be an old news for the starting job. 0-1 pitch, curveball is low. So if Nelson is able to pitch with the pitch limit set by the Northwoods League for days of rest, then he'll go tomorrow. I'd imagine Josh Keim has got everything updated, but we'll see.
Yeah, talking to him before the game, he's like, yeah, I was supposed to start tomorrow.
Was supposed to.
Yes.
We'll see. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As it stands, Kyle Jones versus Jordan Nelson, or whoever's going to start for him. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alex Steinbach. Tom Josten will be next to the pitch. Fastball is in there. Strike 3 call at the knees, and that's it. Rockford down in the minimum in the 9th inning. And Sam Benchatter ends this ball game fittingly by a strikeout. Rockford strikes out 18 times yesterday. They do so 11 times today. An 8-0 final score for Traverse City.
A looking strikeout, I might add, a fitting way to end this one. What a frustrating loss for the Rockford Rivets. It wasn't a close game, and it really never felt like it. Early on, a pitcher's duel, 2 quick innings, and it was Andrew Hoffman dueling with Jarrett Olson, who looked pretty good. And then the Pittsbitters did what the Pittsbitters certainly do best. They started chipping away, and it was a war of attrition. This team just really doesn't lose against the Rockford Rivets, as crazy as that sounds. I mean, now the season series moves to 7-4 in favor of the Pittsbitters, and now the Pittsbitters have won 5 straight against Rockford, including games on the road. And Rockford's offense just wasn't timely at all. When they had a chance to grab the momentum in the 5th inning, they struck out with the bases loaded. And that was the key turning point in this game, because if you get a base knock there, you score 2 runs. And at that point, Traverse City only had 3 runs, if I'm not mistaken.
3-0, yep. 3-0.
So a single makes it a 2-run game, a 1-run game, 2-run score. Even a double could make it a tie game, clear the bases. So that was the key play. And you just got to hand it to Traverse City, because they're so gosh darn timely. Their hitters, their pitchers, their whack sacrifice bunt. What the heck was that? 2 runs scoring on a sacrifice bunt? That's just something that you do not see. So you just got to credit Traverse City. Yeah, credit Josh Reban. And this team, if they don't win the Northwoods League Championship this year, I'll be darned, man. I haven't seen anything.
The final line for Rockford: no runs on 3 hits, no errors. For Traverse City, 8 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Spitters moved to 50-19, 27-6 in second half play, and 29-6 at Pittsbitters Park. Rockford down to 33-36, 13-21 in the second half, and 14-19 away from home. Final game time, 3 hours and 2 minutes. The win goes to Will Brewer-Konak, pitched 3 innings of scoreless baseball in relief of Andrew Hoffman from the 4th through 6th innings. The loss goes to Jarrett Olson, who did all he could through 4 innings, but gave up 3 earned runs, struck out 4, and walked 4, gave up just 2 hits. So we will talk to you again tomorrow when Rockford looks to put some runs up on the board. They face the Spitters again at 7:05 Eastern, 6:05 Central tomorrow here at Pittsbitters Park. So for Larry Larson, Cory Berberian saying so long from Traverse City, Michigan. The final score, Spitters 8 and the Rivets 0.